benediction will be held Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. at the Holy Cross Catholic Church in Cuba. All arrangements are under the direction of the Mize Funeral Home of Cuba.
Hello, this is Mike Hoffman, President of Sullivan Bank. The Sullivan Bank's Board of Directors, officers, and employees would like to take this time to say thank you for your business and, more importantly, for your friendship. Throughout the years, Sullivan Bank has grown along with the communities we serve. We are proud to be a part of the community and enjoy being part of your lives. All of us at Sullivan Bank wish you and your family a very happy, healthy holiday season.
From the KTUI WeatherBug Weather Center. For this morning, a mostly cloudy sky, mostly cloudy today, high 66. Becomes cloudy with rain overspread in the area tonight, low 42. For New Year's Day, cloudy skies, rain in the morning will mix with chains of freezing rain late in the day, mixed with sleet. High 44 in the morning, will be near 30 by nightfall. Sunshine with a colder afternoon on Sunday, the high 24. Sunny with temperatures rebounded to 44 for Monday. For KTUI, I'm Jim Rinaldi.
Taking a look at sports on this Friday, playing with just 8 available players, the University of Missouri women's basketball team stunned number 1 South Carolina 70-69 in overtime on Lauren Hansen's layup with 1/10 of a second remaining at Mizzou Arena last night. The victory over the top-ranked Gamecocks marks the first win over a number 1 ranked team in Mizzou program history. Hansen's game winner gave her a game-high 21 points along with Haley Frank. LaDaisy Williams finished with her first double-double of the season with 12 points and 12 rebounds. Sophomore guard Mama Dembele added 11 to make it 4 Tigers in double figures. Mizzou handed South Carolina its first loss to an unranked team in the regular season since February 19th of 2017, when the Tigers also downed the Gamecocks on a last-second layup, this time by Sophie Cunningham. Mizzou will travel to Nashville to take on Vanderbilt on Sunday at 2 p.m. Missouri State Bears dropped in a Missouri Valley Conference and school record 21 three-pointers to turn back visiting Evangel University 103-56 Thursday in the non-conference finale for the Bears. Missouri State now resumes Missouri Valley Conference play Sunday evening when they will entertain Drake at 7 p.m. Southeast Missouri women's basketball fell to Murray State 82-58 in their Ohio Valley Conference opener on Thursday. Haley Smith from Bell scored 8 points for Southeast. Redhawks return home, bring in 2022 against Austin Peay on Saturday, tip-off at 2 p.m. at the Show Me Center. Thursday afternoon, Webster University women's basketball defeated the Utetics from the University of Health Sciences and Pharmacy by a final score of 84-72. Steelville grad Hannah Cottrell had 9 points for Webster. They'll be back on the court on Saturday when they will host Monmouth Illinois College for their final non-conference game of the season, tip-off at 1 o'clock. Wofford University women's basketball fell to the Tulane Green Wave 72-62 Thursday night. Reagan Rayford from Union had 10 points and 5 assists for Wofford. The Terriers will return home for their final non-conference matchup of the year. On Saturday, tip-off against Erskine is scheduled for 2 p.m. Looking at the rest of the college schedule for today, Columbia College women home game today with St. Mary's, Kansas has been canceled due to COVID concerns. William Woods University women will be on the road at Central Methodist University in Fayette at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Westminster men's basketball at Washington University today at 1 o'clock, and they are not allowing spectators at Washington University. With Wednesday's game against the Oilers now in the rearview mirror, the Blues can finally turn their full attention to the 2022 Discover NHL Winter Classic. The league's premier outdoor event will be played on Saturday at Target Field in Minneapolis, Minnesota, the home of Major League Baseball's Minnesota Twins. The division rival Blues of Minnesota Wild will face off at 6 p.m. in front of a sold-out crowd of more than 38,000 hockey fans. Now, as of today, weather forecasts for Minneapolis on New Year's Day have a predicted high of just 3 degrees below zero with the low of minus 13. If that holds up, it will be the coldest NHL game on record. The previous mark of 0 was set during the 2003 Heritage Classic in Edmonton. The Blues will be playing in their second Winter Classic. Back in 2017, the Blues beat the Blackhawks 4-1 at Busch Stadium thanks to 2 third-period goals from Vladimir Tarasenko. Pre-game on Saturday will start at 5:30 with puck drop at 6:10 p.m. You'll hear it on KTUI 102.1 FM. Looking at the local high school scoreboard from yesterday, at the Kingston West County Girls Tournament, for 7th place it was Hillsboro defeating Bismarck 66-60. The Cuba Lady Wildcats take home the consolation trophy as they down by Burnham yesterday 49-37. For third place, it was Valley Catholic over Kingston 50-44, and West County takes home the championship, beating Perryville 47-25. At the Rolla Girls Holiday Tournament yesterday, for seventh place, it was Hazelwood West over the Rolla JV 52-35. Consolation goes to Truman as they down Fox 73-39. Licking wins third place. They got a steal and a layup with about 4 seconds left to edge North County 56-54, and Rolla takes home the championship, beating Fatima 59-29. At the Mountain Grove Tournament Championship last night, it was Mansfield defeating Salem 48-39. Savannah Manthe and Bella Javlin from Salem both making the all-tournament team. Coming up today, girls basketball at the 36th Lady Rebel Christmas Tournament. At 10:30 this morning, Festus and Fredericktown meet for 5th place. Potosi will take on Central at 3 o'clock this afternoon for the championship, and the Steelville Lady Cardinals face off with number 1 seed South Iron at 6 o'clock tonight for the girls championship. Coming up next week in girls basketball, we'll have the Bourbon Girls Tournament, which will start on Monday, and the Lutheran South Varsity Girls Tournament. Washington and Union girls are there. Action will begin on Tuesday for the local teams. Boys basketball from yesterday at the Bob Seekers Junior Central Christmas Tournament. It was Steelville beating Farmington 60-54 in overtime in the 5th place bracket semifinal to make it to the consolation game. They will take on Hillsboro at 1:30 today for consolation. Hillsboro down to St. Genevieve 59-50. Other games today in the losers bracket championship, basically a 7th place game. It'll be Potosi and Fredericktown at 12 noon, followed by that Steelville Hillsboro game. The 3rd place game will be North County and Central at 4:30 as North County lost to South Iron 71-68, and Central was edged by Festus 58-56. Festus at South Iron for the boys championship tonight at 7:30. At the Rolla Holiday Tournament yesterday, for 7th place, Hannibal getting by Waynesville 57-47. Lincoln Prep defeats St. Pius X out of Festus 52-38 for consolation. 3rd place game goes to Hazelwood West as they down Warrensburg 51-45, and Carthage claims the championship as they beat the Rolla boys 58-44. Other high school boys basketball from last night, it was Bourbon over Valley 71-53. Herman defeated South Callaway 26-8 in 2 quarters of freshman play. Herman wins the JV game 57-41 and the varsity game 56-33 over South Callaway. Coming up after the first of the year on Monday, January 3rd, the Owensville tournament will get underway. The Bourbon boys tournament will start on the 4th of January. In wrestling action from yesterday, they finished up the Wonder Woman tournament at Battle High School in Columbia. Washington finishing 4th as a team. St. Clair was 26th. Caitlin Jansen of St. Clair finishing 4th at 149 pounds for Washington. Julia Donnelly was 4th at 110. Kendra Bliss 3rd at 120. Annalise Obermark 7th at 135. And Shelby Whitaker was 5th at 174. In boys wrestling at the Red Schmidt Boys Holiday Tournament at Granite City, Illinois, St. Clair finishing 14th as a team. Ryan Meek of St. Clair took first place at 113 pounds. Brock Woodcock was first at 145, and Cameron Simcox was 9th at 160 pounds. That is your look at sports on this Friday. Have a great day, everybody. This is Bobby D.
It's that time of year. Schedule your winter service package now. Seidenberger Nobe Partners is offering free pickup and delivery on all 1 through 5 Series John Deere compact tractors, gators, and mowers. Our experienced John Deere technicians are trained and certified. We strive to provide quality service. Schedule your service now at snpartners.com. Your partner for the land.
Offer valid through 2/12/2022. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Must be within 50 miles of SN Partners dealership.
Cash cattle and cash hogs closed higher on Thursday. Hello everyone, I'm Tom Stieber with this Brownfield Livestock Market update. Light direct cash cattle trade was reported in the South on Thursday at 138. That's $3 higher than last week's weighted average. A few feeders were content to carry cattle into the following week. Northern business essentially ended earlier in the week at mostly 220 to 222. That's 3 to 5 higher. A special fed cattle exchange auction Thursday listed 1,300 head, of which none sold because they didn't meet the reserve price. Boxed beef closed mixed. Choice boxes were down 45 cents at $265.26. On the other hand, select boxes were $1.14 higher at $258.23, leaving the spread between choice and select boxes at $7.03. Estimated Thursday cattle slaughter 117,000, the same as last week, 23,000 more than a year ago. There have been no cattle auctions to speak of in the week between Christmas and the New Year, but in Nebraska barns the week before, feeder steers and heifers were mostly lower. Demand was moderate to good, with several buyers in attendance, as well as some internet buying going on. Medium and large number 1 steers, 293 head weighing 5.5 to 6, brought 170 to 190. 358 head weighing 6 to 6.5, brought 167 to 176.75. 906 head weighing 806 to 848, brought 154 to 167. Medium and large number 1 heifers, 500 head weighing 6 to 6.5, brought 151 to 166. Cash hogs closed higher on Thursday. Pork demand is good, with carcass prices gaining on Thursday. That demand is uncertain into 2022, but there was impact through part of the week from tightening pig supplies in the latest numbers report. National direct cash hogs were 25 cents higher on Thursday, ranging from 60 to 68, with a weighted average of 61.50. Hog futures closed lower. The pork carcass cutout was 706 higher, closing at 91.35. Thursday's estimated hog slaughter, 463,000. That's 9,000 more than last week, 45,000 more than a year ago. Tom Stever, Brownfield.
This is Ernie Johnson Jr. Sports is about overcoming obstacles, and college coaches work hard to help young men overcome Duchenne muscular dystrophy. It's called Coach to Cure MD, and you can help. Text the word CURE to 501-501 to donate $25 on your next mobile phone bill, or go online to coachtocuremd.org. Text the word CURE to 501-501. Help coaches cure MD.
Brought to you by the American Football Coaches Association and Werner Ladder.
I found hope in the midst of an overwhelming situation.
Alcoholism is a disease that can affect any family. Everyone suffers, but there is help and hope at Al-Anon Family Groups.
Al-Anon gave me my life back. I'm a better father and husband.
Are you in an overwhelming situation because of someone else's drinking? Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Local and virtual meetings are available. Maybe one could work for you. Call 1-866-200-0033 or visit alanon.org/hope.
The Interstate Regional Stockyard in Cuba has a livestock auction every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Feeder cattle are sold, followed by stock cattle. You'll always find a larger number of buyers willing to pay top price for your cattle. To consign your livestock, call Interstate Regional Stockyard in Cuba at 573-885-7431. Remember, the next sale is this Tuesday and every Tuesday at 1 p.m. at Interstate Regional Stockyards in Cuba.
It's not in a horse's nature to be cooped up in a stall all day long. Hi, I'm Jody Henke. There's something wrong with a horse that is constantly walking around his stall as you're living the country life.
Living the country life. Ideas and inspiration for your place in the country. You can find more information on today's topic and from previous shows by visiting us online at livingthecountrylife.com. We'll return to the show after these messages.
Farming is about uncertainty. When volatile prices and fluctuating weather are par for the course, you can count on Commodity Classic, the event that's designed by farmers for farmers. America's largest agricultural and educational event delivers the experience you've come to expect. Uncertainty may be what you're used to, but with Commodity Classic, you'll be equipped to handle it just a little bit better. Be there March 10th through 12th when we return to New Orleans. The future is in your hands at CommodityClassic.com.
If you're looking for new ideas for what to do around your place in the country, register for the Living the Country Life newsletter. Once a week, you'll receive helpful tips in your inbox on a wide variety of seasonal and timely topics, along with so much more. Living the Country Life is for all those people who love to live in the country. Sign up for your free newsletter today by visiting livingthecountrylife.com.
You can often tell a horse's mood just by watching it in the stall. Horses that are bored or nervous can't be still. They consistently walk circles or pace back and forth to expend energy and calm themselves. This is called stall walking, and it's a hard habit to break. Carrie Williams is the equine extension specialist with Rutgers Equine Science Center in New Jersey. She says constant stall walking is hard on the horse's legs. The hooves may wear unevenly, and it can develop joint and tendon problems from walking very small circles and tight turns. The constant action can also be detrimental to the stall.
If you don't have a concrete floor with mats, they could run ruts in the base of the stall. It doesn't matter how hard the ground is tamped, but if it's not a concrete base, they could destroy the bottoms of the stalls. You can go through an awful lot of bedding that way, because typically with these sorts of horses, you have to strip the stall daily just to put in clean, fresh bedding, and they just destroy it every day.
Once stall walking starts, it's hard to stop. Williams says there are some things you can try to decrease the behavior, such as giving horses toys.
Hang things like milk jugs, or they have, scented apples and things you can hang from the ceiling. Any of those little jolly balls with the handles, something that they could play with. Also providing more hay, something that they can eat instead of chewing on the walls. They will probably stop walking if they actually have something to eat.
If you can, turn the horse out more often so it can exercise and work off pent-up energy. Williams says if all else fails, give it a buddy. Perhaps a goat or miniature horse will calm the animal's nerves and give it somebody to play with. Learn more about quieting a stall walker at livingthecountrylife.com. I'll see you in the country.
Living the Country Life. Ideas and inspiration for your place in the country. You can find more information on today's topic, share your tips, and post photos by visiting us online at livingthecountrylife.com.
From the KTUI WeatherBug Weather Center. For this morning, a mostly cloudy sky, mostly cloudy today, high 66. Becomes cloudy with rain overspreading the area tonight, low 42. For New Year's Day, cloudy skies, rain in the morning will mix with some chains of freezing rain late in the day, mixed with sleet. High 44 in the morning, will be near 30 by nightfall. Sunshine with a colder afternoon on Sunday, the high 24. Sunny with temperatures rebounded to 44 for Monday. For KTUI, I'm Jim Rinaldi.
Across our wide Missouri with Bob Pretty. Listen to show archives, hear about this day in Missouri history, and learn more about the Show Me State by visiting MissouriNet.com today.
He was called the Chief, or simply Mac. In his day, he was one of the country's top war correspondents. In time, he presided over his publishing world, never an empire, from a building he called the Temple of Truth. He once said, "The great art of running a newspaper is the art of guessing where hell is liable to break loose next." We'll tell his story in a minute.
As a truck driver, I've learned how important road safety is. I know that large trucks need more time and room to stop. That's why I always hang back and follow other vehicles at a safe distance. Everyone can help keep our roads safe. Next time you're driving, try to remember to always give trucks extra space when you merge in front of them. Let's all plan to share the road safely. Learn how at www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.
Hi, I'm Adam. Lauren, my wife, was having trouble moving, and her speech was slurred and her face drooped. A stroke seemed so unlikely. She was only 30. I had to react immediately. I called 911, and Lauren quickly received medical attention. Now we don't take anything for granted, especially spending time together as a family. Looking back, I'm so grateful I didn't hesitate to call 911. A quick reaction can make all the difference. Learn signs of stroke. Visit strokeawareness.com.
Sponsored by Genentech and NAEMT.
Commodore Andrew Foote was in charge of the Mississippi Fleet the day Union gunboats assaulted Fort Donelson, one of the key Confederate installations on the river. Foote was standing near the wheel, and standing next to him one day was a young war correspondent describing what was happening. Suddenly a shell crashed into the pilot house, killing the pilot, shattering the wheel. Foote and other men were wounded, but the young correspondent was unscathed. Joseph McCullough. He had once again been where hell broke loose, and he reported it graphically. Joseph McCullough was born in Ireland. He arrived in St. Louis in 1858 and became the typesetter for the Christian Democrat, published by a Methodist minister. He learned shorthand so he could transcribe sermons for publication. A year later, he got a job in the back shop of the St. Louis Democrat. Once, when a reporter went on vacation, he filled in and did such a good job that the publishers got another reporter on a job with the water company and made McCullough his replacement. He edited a daily newspaper for Fremont's bodyguard during the Civil War, the first experience in editing a daily paper. When Fremont was removed, Mack resigned his commission and became a correspondent for the Cincinnati Gazette. And when the Gazette refused to print some of his war stories, he went to work for the Cincinnati Commercial. After the war, McCullough went to Washington as a correspondent for the Commercial. He eventually went to Chicago and edited a paper, but he left when the Great Fire destroyed the publishing plant. He returned to St. Louis, where he became the editor of the St. Louis Democrat and a minor shareholder in it, 16 shares. When the Daily Globe was founded, he moved into the editorship and built it into one of the leading papers in the country. He took to calling it the Great Religious Daily because of the sermons it published under the heading of Sanctuary Drippings. One of his circulation-building devices was a debate in print between Catholic and Protestant clergymen. The Panic of 1873 and the gains by the Globe weakened the Democrat, and in 1875 the two papers went together. Biographer Charles Clayton said it was his editorial genius that brought the merger about. McCullough was given free rein to run the newspaper, and he made it clear there would be no censorship of the news and editorial departments from the business department. While he wrote biting and hard-hitting editorials, he made it clear to his reporters and correspondents that he would accept nothing but fair, accurate, and impartial reporting. One of his instructions read, "Send all interesting elopements. Remember that the fact of a man and woman going to a train and failing to show up for a day or two does not necessarily constitute an elopement." He kept his employees at a distance. He operated out of a small office with only one extra chair, and he kept that chair stacked with newspapers so that visitors would not be inclined to sit and visit for hours that he didn't want to waste with them. He once said, "The editor who conducts his paper in such a way as to deserve a political office is a man who cannot afford to accept." He wasn't without humor. Once when he was ill, a big storm hit St. Louis, and a younger editor substituting for him used some big headline type, normally used only for handbills or bulletin editions. And the next day, McCullough told young Casper Yost, "I guess it's all right, but I was sort of saving that type for the second coming of Christ." He made the interview a valuable tool of news coverage. He was among the first to recognize the value of liberal use of illustrations. He set the stage for political convention coverage. He believed a newspaper should be a leader, not a follower in the community. Little Mac, Joseph McCullough, died on this date, the 31st of December in 1896.
That was Across Our Wide Missouri with Bob Pretty. To listen to show archives, hear about this day in Missouri history, and learn more about the Show Me State, visit MissouriNet.com.
Charles Darrow had a great new board game he sold to Parker Brothers, Monopoly. The only problem was Charles didn't invent the game. Rather, it was a lady from Macomb, Illinois, who not only created it, but held a patent on it. So what happened when she went to Parker Brothers? The story is part of our Best of 2021 series on the American Countryside.
I'm Ty Morgan, host of U.S. Farm Report. Join me each weekend as we explore the news and issues that matter the most to agriculture. We know this past year has been challenging in many ways, but as agriculture continues to adapt, we are right there with you. From markets to weather, each weekend we take a deep dive into what matters most. Join me each weekend for U.S. Farm Report, timely, trusted tradition.
Hi, I'm Greg Peterson of the Peterson Farm Brothers. If you've seen our videos, you know we're proud to be farmers. Farming can be dangerous. Never assume location or depth of underground utilities or pipelines. Before you start any work on your farm, call 811 or visit clickbeforeyoudig.com to have underground lines located. It only takes a minute and can save your life.
Never assume the location or depth of underground lines. Always call 811 or visit clickbeforeyoudig.com before you start work. A message from the Pipeline Operators for Ag Safety campaign.
In 1903, Lizzie McGee of Macomb, Illinois, filed a patent on a board game called the Landlord's Game.
Incidentally, it's the plot of the board game itself and Monopoly itself is really, really similar to our downtown square. The jail used to be in the corner. Now, we don't know that Maggie based that on here, but the coincidence is interesting.
But as Jock Headblade explains, Maggie's Landlord's Game was discovered by a man named Charles Darrow, who saw a hand-created version of the game somewhere.
He discovered this board game, and he went in and dressed it up, based it on Atlantic City, and went and sold it to Parker Brothers, and he called it Monopoly. I don't even think the guy was stealing it from Lizzie. He didn't know any better. It was almost like, there was this just game out there.
Lizzie saw Parker Brothers' new game of Monopoly, which was obviously inspired by her game.
Lizzie had patented it. A few people were able to do that, but she was able to patent that game and prove that she had invented it. So what Parker Brothers did was they struck a deal with her. They gave her $500 for the game, and then they allowed her to then release a couple of other games that nobody's heard of.
As you enter the town of Macomb, you'll see the signs honoring this lady as the inventor of one of the most popular board games ever created.
We're planning on trying to take our downtown square and actually maybe make it the world's largest Monopoly game. But we're working on different ways right now to kind of pay tribute to Elizabeth Maggie. And this is a strong woman that was so far ahead of her time and was doing things that women weren't supposed to do that men were doing from the encouragement of her father.
Look for this town to continue to honor Lizzie's piece of history, along with many other interesting stories that have originated here. Traveling the countryside in Macomb, Illinois, I'm Andrew McCrae.
urban farming, hibiscus-flavored foods and beverages, grains that improve the soil, sunflower seeds, and more are forecasted to be food trends in 2022, according to more than 50 Whole Foods Market team members. I'm Amy Simpson with Healthy Living on Brownfield. Each year, a Trends Council of foragers, regional and global buyers, and culinary experts have released a list of forecasted food trends for the coming year. The 2022 report shows some of the ways the food industry is adjusting to a new normal following the start of the pandemic. At the top of the list is continued innovation in providing urban garden greens through farming practices like hydroponics and aquaponics or greenhouses. Whole Foods says producers are finding new boundary-pushing ways to grow hyper-local crops and maximize efficiency. The council also expects people to buy grains that benefit the environment. That means grains that are grown with agricultural practices that help address soil health. There could be a focus on hibiscus-flavored food and drink items. Whole Foods says producers are harnessing the sweet and tart flavor for yogurts, fruit spreads, and more. And sunflower seeds are expected to branch out into crackers, ice creams, and cheese. The council says by delivering protein and unsaturated fats, the seeds are transforming the 21st century snack game. I'm Amy Simpson with Healthy Living.
The Kansas Ag Director says the road to recovery from devastating wildfires and wind damage is filled with uncertainty. Hello, I'm Kellen Havikin with Agribusiness News on Brownfield, brought to you by Stewart and Kiefer Real Estate and Auction, offering 615 plus acres north of Sweet Springs, suitable for cattle and or row crop operation. Go to stewartandkiefer.com or call 417-646-2312. Mike Beam tells Brownfield he visited damaged areas where about 80 families were affected.
Some of the families lost their homes, lost part of their cow herd, fencing, hay supplies.
Says nearly 300,000 acres were directly hit by both events, with other areas having damage.
Probably some considerable damage to wheat, livestock feeding sources, especially crop industry, with some hoop houses or greenhouses and nursery stock.
Beam says in some places more than 1,000 cows died and 3,000 to 5,000 miles of fences were burned. And he says most of what burned was rangeland where producers calved out their herds.
Where do we calve the cows we have left? How do we keep the hay supplies intact to get us through green up? And the big factor is, will we get the rain and snow to get grass started early? And that's the unknown.
China continues to be a big part of the U.S. ag story, and 2021 was no exception. Brownfield's Megan Grebner has more.
China was a big part of the ag industry story in 2021, but it wasn't for the reasons you might expect. It was China's purchases of U.S. corn and beef that stole the show. David Widmar is an ag economist and co-founder of Agricultural Economic Insights.
With corn, we saw China buying corn last year, but everyone was kind of hesitant, right? Like, will this stick around? And in 2021, China continued to buy corn. Beef is up. We haven't seen the beef purchases get to high levels because it's starting at a low point.
Andy tells Brownfield that's not even the biggest part of the China story.
China's on pace right now to purchase somewhere around $35 billion of ag products in the calendar year. And this is important because $29 billion is the record. Back in 2012, we almost got to $29 billion again in 2020.
However, China will likely miss its phase one purchase target. I'm Megan Grebner for Brownfield.
The world's largest biofuel producer wants to make 15% blended ethanol fuel the national standard in the U.S. Doug Bervin is the Vice President of Corporate Affairs with POET.
It's so much better for the consumer, the cars, the environment, our economy, our energy security, you name it. It checks all the boxes.
He tells Brownfield ethanol reduces the price at the pump when comparing no ethanol to E10.
Imagine saving 30 to 40 cents per gallon. Everybody is realizing that right now. They just don't know it.
The USDA says producers made and paid more in November than in October. The index of prices received rose 1.9% on gains for corn, soybeans, cattle, and others. I'm Kellen Havikin on Brownfield.
This is Ernie Johnson Jr. Sports is about overcoming obstacles, and college coaches work hard to help young men overcome Duchenne muscular dystrophy. It's called Coach to Cure MD, and you can help. Text the word CURE to 501-501 to donate $25 on your next mobile phone bill, or go online to coachtocuremd.org. Text the word CURE to 501-501. Help coaches cure MD.
Brought to you by the American Football Coaches Association and Werner Ladder.
I found hope in the midst of an overwhelming situation.
Alcoholism is a disease that can affect any family. Everyone suffers, but there is help and hope at Al-Anon Family Groups.
Al-Anon gave me my life back. I'm a better father and husband.
Are you in an overwhelming situation because of someone else's drinking? Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Local and virtual meetings are available. Maybe one could work for you. Call 1-866-200-0033 or visit alanon.org/hope.
At Social Security, we are always thinking of ways to save you time and make things easier. That's why we created My Social Security. A My Social Security account allows you to access your earnings history and benefits information, request a replacement Social Security card, get a proof of income letter, estimate and apply for benefits, and more. Save time. Go online. Open a My Social Security account at ssa.gov/myaccount. Social Security. Securing today and tomorrow.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Need to replace your Social Security card? In most states, you can request one online with a My Social Security account. A My Social Security account gives you secure access to your personal earnings history and benefit status. You can also get a proof of income letter, estimate and apply for benefits, and more. Save time. Go online. Open a My Social Security account at ssa.gov/myaccount. Social Security. Securing today and tomorrow.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
When's the last time you were down at Merrimack Caverns? Well, if you haven't been in a while, why don't you go back? The entire cave is now open, and they're waiting to serve you at Merrimack Caverns. So take the family down. If the family hasn't been, if you've got people coming from out of town, it's a great place to visit. Merrimack Caverns in Stanton, Missouri. Don't forget they've got the zip line, boat rides, camping. It's all there at the cave. Merrimack Caverns, Stanton, Missouri. Be sure to head that way soon.
In terms of applying the rules and, giving consequences or taking away privileges, it begins with a question. Will you please?
Dr. Randy Schrader on Focus on the Family Minute.
So many parents use a sentence, and that does not give a child also to make decisions. Children need to make decisions in the home. And so if I said to you, I could use the rule, courtesy Jim and John, and say, please switch seats. Well, even though I use please, that's a sentence, which is a command, a demand, in order to do it. I didn't give you a chance to say no thank you. And that can create friction in a parent-child relationship. So what needs to happen is I ask you, will you please switch seats? Now you have the freedom of choice. You can say, sure, we'll switch, or no thanks, we'll stay where we're at. So the first step is always to ask, will you please?
More great parenting advice from Randy at FamilyMinute.org.
Warranty on their cars. Toyota guarantee that their electric car batteries will still function at 90% after 10 years.
Yeah, what a great PR opportunity to take a shot at the reign of Tesla. Now, here's something else to compare and contrast. The fact that most everybody, big companies, are making almost exclusively SUVs, and so there was an interesting comparative of how many electric cars were sold versus how many SUVs were sold. And so, did you see that? The numbers are about the same, and do they cancel one another out, I guess is the question.
Yeah, we're still much bigger SUV country than we are cars. If you start to add up where we're going with crossovers and SUVs, the amount of electric cars that we're actually selling is like, a tiny drop in the ocean compared to what the SUVs are. We are still a crazy truck and SUV country.
All right, so speaking of trucks, the Rivian electric truck has been delayed, apparently, because they can't make the battery work right.
Yeah, the extended battery, you'll have to wait till 2023. So if you already ordered it, I'm sorry, sit down, have another piece of pie.
Happy New Year, my friend. Nick Miles, OurAutoExpert.com is his website. Check it out to find out all the things you need to know about what's going on in the automobile business. 59 past.
Al Simon, 91 years young. I created Balance 7 20 years ago. At 67, I went to see the doctor for the first time in my life and found out that I had medical problems. He told me that was normal for my age. I don't believe God intended us to be sick and old. I decided to find something to bring my health back. For 10 years, I studied pH and how important it is to the human system. Balance 7 gave me back what I lost by getting older. I no longer get out of bed with extreme discomfort. Balance 7 can do for you what it has done for me and many others. In 3 days' time, you'll feel more energy, less joint discomfort, and clarity of thinking. No doctor or hospital can do what Balance 7 can do for you. Balance 7 is the key to unlocking the healthy immune system. Bring your body back to balance. Order now. Receive free shipping with the code word AL. Go to balance7.com. That's balance7.com. Order now and get your free shipping. Order. Go to balance7.com. Use the code word AL.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
Fast-moving, wind-fueled wildfires are burning in Boulder County, north of Denver, Colorado. Some 30,000 people in towns of Louisville and Superior were told to leave their homes Thursday. A state of emergency has been declared by Governor Jared Polis as the winds, sometimes exceeding 100 miles per hour, was burning everything in its path.
It's a dire situation here. We've still got a mandatory evacuation order in effect. I'm doing a tour of the town with law enforcement right now, and we've lost a couple of hundred houses, and they're still actively burning.
Superior, Colorado Mayor Clint Folsom on CNBC last night. At this time, roughly 600 homes have been destroyed, along with numerous commercial buildings. Boulder County's Office of Emergency Management will hold its press briefing at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. USA Radio News.
Here's a great thing to consider doing right now before the end of the year. Call Medishare and find out just how much you would save by switching to Medishare, the affordable alternative to health insurance. When you call, you'll get some good news and probably be very happily surprised too. The typical family saves $500 a month, but you might save even more. It's so worth it to at least find out, and you'll see why more than 400,000 people are already members. Medishare is a Christian community that's shared more than $4 billion in each other's healthcare costs. It really is remarkable, and they're very easy to talk to. And here's the thing, if you join before the end of the year, they'll waive your new member fee. That's another $170 you'll save. I'll give you the number here in a second. The call, and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. And again, the deadline is December 31st, so call now. You'll save even more. Call 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE. 833-34-BIBLE.
As the nation awaits the ball drop from Times Square in New York City, welcoming in 2022, preparations are anything but normal.
The New York City Police Department is beefing up security in and around Times Square while also dealing with staffing issues as a significant number of officers are out sick with coronavirus. Ahead of the New Year's Eve celebration, the department is deploying plainclothes observation teams, bomb squad officers, radiation detectors, canine units, and blocker trucks throughout Midtown Manhattan. Commissioner Dermot Shea says he's happy to have people back in person for the ball drop, adding the NYPD is ready.
Last year, standing in the middle of Times Square, and it was empty. Not something I want to see happen again. We're used to big crowds. We're going to be ready. It won't be as big as normal. We just ask everyone plan accordingly.
From the USA Radio News Phoenix Bureau, I'm Tim Berg.
Happy New Year. We are USA Radio News.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-215-5141. 800-215-5141. That's 800-215-5141.
A recent Rasmussen poll indicates Americans feel less financially secure than they did 1 year ago. Missouri Congressman Republican Blaine Luetkemeyer on Newsmax says inflation is the culprit.
I think that they're feeling the brunt of what's going on and they're responding to it accordingly. We've been seeing these numbers consistently. We work with the Job Creators Network there with the Small Business Committee, of which I'm the ranking member on, the top Republican. And we work with the Job Creators Network, and they have two different polling groups that they work with, McLaughlin and Rasmussen, and those numbers have been consistent for the last several months. People are concerned about the direction of the country. Inflation is eating away at all their profits. Give you an idea, for instance, the wholesale price index, which is what the businesses have to pay for their products and services at the wholesale level, is up 9.6%, and the inflation rate is only 6.8. So it tells you we've got some more inflation going to happen here very shortly, because those prices, that increase, that inflation is going to be passed on. So I think we're in trouble here. I think our economy is going to be very slow and sluggish for the next year, and I'm very concerned about it. And this administration seems to be doubling down on all the things that you shouldn't be doing, like raising taxes and restrictive regulations. So we'll see where it goes.
Thanks for listening, my friend. It is well appreciated. And a Happy New Year to your family from our family. I'm Lance Pry, and this is USA Radio News.
The OBGYN you choose matters. They will be by your side to guide you through the important stages of life, from puberty to childbirth to menopause and everything in between. Choose healthcare you can trust from the experts at BJC Medical Group, located right here in your community at Missouri Baptist Sullivan Hospital. Visit MissouriBaptistSullivan.org to schedule your appointment with one of our board-certified OBGYNs. Missouri Baptist Sullivan Hospital, your best medicine close to home.
This moment in history brings with it the chance to advance yourself while protecting our community. At BJC, you'll belong to a world-class healthcare system that offers tuition reimbursement available your first day, schedule flexibility, and 30,000 remarkable colleagues. You'll feel the unity and opportunity and find strength within. Apply now at bjcopportunity.org. Sign-on bonuses available.
Missouri Net News is presented by Show Me Hope Missouri, offering free and confidential crisis counseling. Go to moshowmehope.org.
The National Weather Service says a winter storm warning will be in effect for parts of Missouri from 3 a.m. Saturday. That's overnight tonight through midnight tomorrow night. Forecasters are calling for heavy snow with accumulations of 5 to 8 inches and winds gusting as high as 35 miles per hour. Most of the northern one-third of Missouri is in the winter storm warning area, including St. Joseph, Maryville, Trenton, Chillicothe, Kirksville, Macon, and the Hannibal-Quincy area. Missouri's midsection will be under a winter weather advisory for a possible 2 to 4 inches of snow with sleet and ice accumulations. A flood watch will be in effect for southern portions of the state, including Cape Girardeau, Poplar Bluff, West Plains, and Branson. Missouri's minimum wage is going up this weekend.
The Saturday pay increase is the result of the passing of Proposition B back in 2018. The state's minimum wage will go from $10.30 an hour to $11.15 an hour. The ultimate goal of the measure is to increase the minimum wage by 53%, getting to $12 an hour by January of 2023. Missouri Jobs with Justice members say they fought hard for Prop B passing, but the group still says it wants to see $15 an hour as the state's minimum. Joey Parker, Missouri Net.
What goes up must come down. Firing off gunshots to celebrate special occasions like New Year's is illegal in Missouri. Kansas City Police Sergeant Jake Bakina said celebratory gunfire is extremely dangerous.
When you shoot your gun off in the air, you don't get to decide where that round goes. It will travel sometimes as many as hundreds, if not over 1,000 yards. It can travel and hurt, injure, or kill other people.
If convicted of firing into the sky, it could result in up to a year in jail or a $1,000 fine. Penalties could increase if someone or something is harmed. You're listening to the latest news on Missouri Net.
Need to replace your Social Security card? In most states, you can request one online with a My Social Security account. A My Social Security account gives you secure access to your personal earnings history and benefit status. You can also get a proof of income letter, estimate and apply for benefits, and more. Save time. Go online. Open a My Social Security account at ssa.gov/myaccount. Social Security. Securing today and tomorrow.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Thinking about retirement? Make sure a My Social Security account is a part of your plan. A My Social Security account gives you secure access to your personal earnings history and benefit status. You can find out if you're eligible to receive benefits, compare retirement benefit estimates at different ages or dates, view spousal benefit estimates, and more. Plan for your future. Open a My Social Security account at ssa.gov/myaccount. Social Security. Securing today and tomorrow.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
You're listening to the latest news on Missouri Net. Missourians could get ivermectin tablets and hydroxychloroquine pills over the counter. Elisa Nelson files this report.
A state representative wants to allow Missourians to get ivermectin tablets and hydroxychloroquine pills without a prescription and without consultation with a pharmacist or a doctor. Republican Chris Sanders of Western Missouri's Lone Jack has pre-filed the bill for the upcoming legislative session. Some people have used the drugs to treat COVID-19 despite the Food and Drug Administration advising against the use. The new session begins next Wednesday in Jefferson City. Elisa Nelson, Missouri Net.
And Attorney General Eric Schmidt has dropped his lawsuit challenging a mask mandate in Columbia Public Schools. The Central Missouri case was dismissed at the agreement of both parties yesterday, according to online court records. H.E. Schmidt filed the lawsuit in August, challenging a requirement that all students and employees at CPS buildings wear masks. This is news on Missouri Net.
Hello, this is Mike Hoffman, president of Sullivan Bank. The Sullivan Bank's board of directors, officers, and employees would like to take this time to say thank you for your business and, more importantly, for your friendship. Throughout the years, Sullivan Bank has grown along with the communities we serve. We are proud to be a part of the community and enjoy being part of your lives. All of us at Sullivan Bank wish you and your family a very happy, healthy holiday season.
What do you do when water doesn't flow? Low pressure, clicking sounds from the pressure tank, pump runs constantly? You contact Schrepfer Well Drilling, your water pro. Their knowledgeable staff is ready to handle whatever water issue you're experiencing. Schrepfer Well Drilling also handles a full line of water treatment equipment. Hard water, red water, sulfur, it can all be treated. Family owned and operated since 1953. They can repair your pump system and improve your water quality. Your family owned water company, SchrepferWellDrilling.com.
A Florissant man was arrested after police said he fatally stabbed his wife and then shot himself Wednesday. Michael P. O'Shea, 50, was charged Thursday with first-degree murder, armed criminal action, and unlawful possession of a firearm. His bond was set at $1 million, cash only. Police said O'Shea and his wife were going through a divorce. He allegedly killed her at their Florissant home before shooting himself with a shotgun. He survived, but the extent of his injuries is unknown. A hearing in the couple's divorce proceeding was scheduled for January 3rd. O'Shea is also on probation in Callaway County for possession of child pornography, to which he pleaded guilty in 2018, according to the Florissant Police Department. Due to the felony conviction, he was not supposed to be in possession of a firearm. St. Louis County Police are searching for a missing 83-year-old woman. Shirley Mize was last seen at 1620 Gravois in High Ridge around 9 a.m. Thursday, according to the Missouri State Highway Patrol. She is 5 feet 4 inches tall, weighs 150 pounds, and has gray hair, blue eyes, and a light complexion. She was last seen wearing a long-sleeve white shirt and blue jeans. Mize drives a white 2015 Hyundai Tucson with Missouri license plates GN85M. Anyone seeing the missing person, suspect, associate, or vehicle, or anyone having any information related to the endangered missing person should immediately dial 911 to contact the nearest law enforcement agency or call the St. Louis County Police Department at 636-529-8210. One person who was involved in a shootout Wednesday afternoon at a fast food restaurant in Overland has been charged. The St. Louis County Prosecuting Attorney's Office has charged Deborah Taylor of Country Club Hills with unlawful use of a weapon, according to a press release. The shooting happened at a Church's Chicken located off of Woodson Road around 1:35 p.m. Customers inside the restaurant began arguing with each other. The argument escalated and the customers pulled guns and began shooting. 2 people involved in the altercation were struck and taken to an area hospital. The extent of their injuries has not been released. Taylor's bond was set at $200,000 and prohibits being within 1,000 feet of the restaurant, among other conditions, according to the press release. The shooting is still under investigation. A driver was carjacked early Friday morning in downtown St. Louis. Police said a man with a gun approached the driver just after midnight on Washington Avenue at North 11th Street. The gunman stole the driver's SUV and took off. The driver was not harmed. The spring semester is fast approaching, and universities are taking new steps to keep everyone safe amid the rise of COVID-19. On Thursday, Washington University announced it will switch to virtual learning for 2 weeks when classes resume on January 18th. The university is also requiring students to get tested for COVID before returning to campus. Plus, there will be no crowds allowed at sporting events. WashU will be mailing kits that include 2 self-tests to each Danforth campus student who has a U.S. address listed in the official university records. St. Louis University also tightened its COVID-19 rules this week. It's requiring all students and SLU care members to get a booster shot by January 31st. All other staff members will have until February 28th to get a booster. However, the university is urging everyone to get the shot as soon as possible, preferably over winter break. SLU plans to start the spring semester in person, but it's prepared to consider other options if needed. Mark T. McGuire, 61, of Robertsville, was arrested yesterday in Franklin County at 2:38 p.m. He is being charged with a Franklin County no registration charge. He's being held in the Franklin County Jail and is bondable. Amanda I. Hendrickson, 37, of St. Peters, was arrested yesterday in Franklin County at 2:54 p.m. She is being charged with the St. Charles County domestic assault, 4th degree, failure to appear, Pacific Police Department, failure to maintain single lane, a seatbelt violation, violation of financial responsibility, possession of marijuana, possession of drug paraphernalia. She is being held in the Franklin County Jail and is bondable. Daniel A. Strode, 23, of Rosebud, was arrested yesterday in Franklin County at 7:32 p.m. He is being charged with a Jefferson County warrant on littering. He is being held in the Jefferson County Jail and is bondable. Amanda L. Cooksey, 41, of Washington, was arrested yesterday in Franklin County at 8:23 p.m. She is being charged on a Franklin County warrant for DWI. She is being held in the Franklin County Jail and is bondable.
As we all live longer, age really is just a number, but retirement is so much more than one. Hi, I'm Donnie Greenwald, your Sullivan Edward Jones financial advisor, and I want to know what retirement means to you. Together, we can look at the big picture and make a strategy to help you reach your goals, because you can't prepare for the unexpected if you don't know where you're headed. Call me at 573-468-6046 or visit edwardjones.com to get started today. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Psychologists, licensed professional counselors, and licensed clinical social workers, Compass Health Network is looking for you. The need is great in our communities, and we are currently hiring licensed staff to help us care for those that need us most. Compass Health Network offers a supportive environment of over 250 clinicians, excellent training, a competitive salary, and great benefits. Join us as we inspire hope and promote wellness. Visit careers.compasshealthnetwork.org and apply today.
James Gould passed away Friday, December 10th in Littleton, Colorado. Graveside service will be held today at 10 a.m. at the Holy Cross Cemetery in Cuba, right next to his wife, Loetta, who preceded him in death by 2 months. The Mizell Funeral Home of Cuba is honored to be serving the Gould family. William Bill Conley of Robertsville passed away Friday, December 24th at the age of 93. Funeral Mass will be held at 10 a.m. today at St. Francis of Assisi Catholic Church in Lubering. Burial will be in the St. Patrick Rock Church Cemetery in Catawissa. Visitation will be held today at 9 a.m. at the Russell Colonial Funeral Home in St. Clair. Memorials may be made to St. Francis of Assisi Catholic Church in Lubering. Paul E. Miller of Sullivan passed away on Christmas Day at the age of 63. A celebration of life will be held at 1 p.m. tomorrow at the Sullivan Eagles Small Hall. Family and friends are invited to stay for the meal that will be served immediately following the service. Memorial contributions in Paul's memory may either be made directly to his family and or the American Diabetes Association. All arrangements are under the care of the Eaton Funeral Home and Cremation Center of Sullivan. William Edward Bill Seams Jr. of Steelville passed away Tuesday at the age of 50. Visitation is held from 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Monday at the Hudson Funeral Home in Steelville. Funeral service will immediately follow at 12 p.m. at the Hudson Funeral Home in Steelville. Burial will be in the Pleasant Hill Cemetery in Steelville. In lieu of flowers, memorials may be given to the Samaritan's Purse, Operation Christmas Child, online at samaritanspurse.org. Melissa K. McLaren, née Courtway of Union, passed away Wednesday, December 22nd, at the age of 27. Memorial service will be held at 4 p.m. on Monday at the Russell Colonial Funeral Home in St. Clair. Visitation will be held from 2 to 4 p.m. on Monday at the Russell Colonial Funeral Home in St. Clair. Memorials may be made to the family of Melissa McLaren. Wanda Lee Powell of Leesburg passed away Tuesday at the age of 86. Funeral service will be held on Tuesday, January 4th at 11 a.m. at the Mizell Funeral Home in Cuba. Interment will follow at the Lee Cemetery in Leesburg. Visitation will be held Monday from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Mizell Funeral Home in Cuba. Charlotte Hagedorn of St. Clair passed away Thursday, December 30th at the age of 81. Funeral Mass will be held at 10 a.m. on Wednesday at the St. Clair Catholic Church in St. Clair. Burial in the St. Clair Catholic Cemetery. Visitation will be held from 3 to 8 p.m. on Tuesday, with a rosary service at 3 p.m. and after 9 a.m. on Wednesday at the Russell Colonial Funeral Home in St. Clair. Memorials may be made to the St. Francis Borgia Regional High School or St. Clair Catholic Cemetery in the name of Charlotte Hagedorn. Angelo Raffaello Petito of Cuba passed away Friday, December 24th at the age of 83. Funeral Mass will be celebrated on Wednesday, January 5th at 11 a.m. at the Holy Cross Catholic Church in Cuba. Interment will follow at the Holy Cross Cemetery. Visitation will be held Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. at the Holy Cross Catholic Church in Cuba. All arrangements are under the direction of the Mizell Funeral Home of Cuba.
When a loved one passes on, we wish we had one more chance to say thank you. But the truth is, we do.
Mom gave us all the love she had. Now we can all thank her.
For a lifetime of giving, a lifetime of thanks, allow us to serve you. Don and Lisa Mizell, Mizell Funeral Home, Cuba.
It's that time of year. Schedule your winter service package now. Side & Sugar Nobe Partners is offering free pickup and delivery on all 1 through 5 Series John Deere compact tractors, gators, and mowers. Our experienced John Deere technicians are trained and certified. We strive to provide quality service. Schedule your service now at snpartners.com, your partner for the land.
Offer valid through 2/12/2022. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Must be within 50 miles of SN Partners dealership.
From the KTUI WeatherBug Weather Center. For this morning, a mostly cloudy sky, mostly cloudy today, high 66. Becomes cloudy with rain overspread in the area tonight, low 42. For New Year's Day, cloudy skies, rain in the morning will mix with in chains of freezing rain late in the day, mixed with sleet. High 44 in the morning will be near 30 by nightfall. Sunshine with a colder afternoon on Sunday, the high 24. Sunny with temperatures rebounded to 44 for Monday. For KTUI, I'm Jim Rinaldi.
When it comes to your finances, you need a team you can trust. Someone who can help you through any situation. A local community bank you can depend on. At First State Community Bank, we are that partner. And because we're committed to Sullivan, you won't have to worry about changes to your accounts or locations. Come see me, Jordan Todd, in Sullivan today. My team and I are excited to partner with you. We'll make the process of switching banks quick and easy.
First State Community Bank, member FDIC, online at fscb.com.
Taking a look at sports on this Friday, playing with just 8 available players. The University of Missouri women's basketball team stunned number 1 South Carolina 70-69 in overtime on Lauren Hanson's layup with 1/10 of a second remaining at Mizzou Arena last night. The victory over the top-ranked Gamecocks marks the first win over a number 1 ranked team in Mizzou program history. Hanson's game winner gave her a game-high 21 points along with Haley Frank. LaDaisy Williams finished with her first double-double of the season with 12 points and 12 rebounds. Sophomore guard Mama Dembele added 11 to make it 4 Tigers in double figures. Mizzou handed South Carolina its first loss to an unranked team in the regular season since February 19th of 2017, when the Tigers also downed the Gamecocks on a last-second layup, this time by Sophie Cunningham. Mizzou will travel to Nashville to take on Vanderbilt on Sunday at 2 p.m. Missouri State Bears dropped in a Missouri Valley Conference and school record 21 three-pointers to turn back visiting Evangel University 103-56 Thursday in the non-conference finale for the Bears. Missouri State now resumes Missouri Valley Conference play Sunday evening when they will entertain Drake at 7 p.m. Southeast Missouri women's basketball fell to Murray State 82-58 in their Ohio Valley Conference opener on Thursday. Haley Smith from Bell scored 8 points for Southeast. Redhawks return home, bring in 2022 against Austin Peay on Saturday, tip-off at 2 p.m. at the Show Me Center. Thursday afternoon, Webster University women's basketball defeated the Utetics from University of Health Sciences and Pharmacy by a final score of 84-72. Steelville grad Hannah Cottrell had 9 points for Webster. They'll be back on the court on Saturday when they will host Monmouth Illinois College for their final non-conference game of the season, tip-off at 1 o'clock. Wofford University women's basketball fell to the Tulane Green Wave 72-62 Thursday night. Reagan Rayford from Union had 10 points and 5 assists for Wofford. The Terriers will return home for their final non-conference matchup of the year. On Saturday, tip-off against Erskine is scheduled for 2 p.m. Looking at the rest of the college schedule for today, Columbia College women home game today with St. Mary's, Kansas has been canceled due to COVID concerns. William Woods University women will be on the road at Central Methodist University in Fayette at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Westminster men's basketball at Washington University today at 1 o'clock, and they are not allowing spectators at Washington University. With Wednesday's game against the Oilers now in the rearview mirror, the Blues can finally turn their full attention to the 2022 Discover NHL Winter Classic. The league's premier outdoor event will be played on Saturday at Target Field in Minneapolis, Minnesota, the home of Major League Baseball's Minnesota Twins. The division rival Blues and Minnesota Wild will face off at 6 p.m. in front of a sold-out crowd of more than 38,000 hockey fans. Now, as of today, weather forecasts for Minneapolis on New Year's Day have a predicted high of just 3 degrees below zero with the low of minus 13. If that holds up, it will be the coldest NHL game on record. The previous mark of 0 was set during the 2003 Heritage Classic in Edmonton. The Blues will be playing in their second Winter Classic. Back in 2017, the Blues beat the Blackhawks 4-1 at Busch Stadium thanks to 2 third-period goals from Vladimir Tarasenko. Pre-game on Saturday will start at 5:30 with puck drop at 6:10 p.m. You'll hear it on KTUI 102.1 FM. Looking at the local high school scoreboard from yesterday, at the Kingston West County Girls Tournament, for 7th place, it was Hillsboro defeating Bismarck 66-60. The Cuba Lady Wildcats take home the consolation trophy as they down by Burnham yesterday 49-37. For 3rd place, it was Valley Catholic over Kingston 50-44, and West County takes home the championship beating Perryville 47-25. At the Rolla Girls Holiday Tournament yesterday, for 7th place, it was Hazelwood West over the Rolla JV 52-35. Consolation goes to Truman as they down Fox 73-39. Licking wins 3rd place. They got a steal and a layup with about 4 seconds left to edge North County 56-54, and Rolla takes home the championship beating Fatima 59-29. At the Mountain Grove Tournament Championship last night, it was Mansfield defeating Salem 48-39. Savannah Manthe and Bella Javlin from Salem both making the all-tournament team. Coming up today, girls basketball at the 36th Lady Rebel Christmas Tournament. At 10:30 this morning, Festus and Fredericktown meet for 5th place. Potosi will take on Central at 3 o'clock this afternoon for the championship, and the Steelville Lady Cardinals face off with number 1 seed South Iron at 6 o'clock tonight for the girls championship. Coming up next week in girls basketball, we'll have the Bourbon Girls Tournament, which will start on Monday, and the Lutheran South Varsity Girls Tournament. Washington and Union girls are there. Action will begin on Tuesday for the local teams. Boys basketball from yesterday at the Bob Seekers Junior Central Christmas Tournament. It was Steelville beating Farmington 60-54 in overtime in the 5th place bracket semifinal to make it to the consolation game. They will take on Hillsboro at 1:30 today for consolation. Hillsboro down to St. Genevieve 59-50. Other games today, the losers bracket championship, basically a 7th place game. It'll be Potosi at Fredericktown at 12 noon, followed by that Steelville Hillsboro game. The 3rd place game will be North County and Central at 4:30 as North County lost to South Iron 71-68, and Central was edged by Festus 58-56. Festus and South Iron for the boys championship tonight at 7:30. At the Rolla Holiday Tournament yesterday, for 7th place, Hannibal getting by Waynesville 57-47. Lincoln Prep defeats St. Pius X out of Festus 52-38 for consolation. 3rd place game goes to Hazelwood West as they down Warrensburg 51-46. 45, and Carthage claims a championship as they beat the Rolla boys 58-44. Other high school boys basketball from last night, it was Bourbon over Valley 71-53. Herman defeated South Callaway 26-8 in 2 quarters of freshman play. Herman wins the JV game 57-41 and the varsity game 56-33 over South Callaway. Coming up after the first of the year on Monday, January 3rd, the Owensville tournament will get underway. The Bourbon boys tournament will start on the 4th of January. In wrestling action from yesterday, they finished up the Wonder Woman tournament at Battle High School in Columbia. Washington finishing 4th as a team. St. Clair was 26th. Caitlin Jansen of St. Clair finishing 4th at 149 pounds for Washington. Julia Donnelly was 4th at 110. Kendra Bliss 3rd at 120. Annalise Obermark 7th at 135. And Shelby Whitaker was 5th at 174. In boys wrestling at the Red Schmidt Boys Holiday Tournament at Granite City, Illinois, St. Clair finishing 14th as a team. Ryan Meek of St. Clair took first place at 113 pounds. Brock Woodcock was first at 145, and Cameron Simcox was 9th at 160 pounds. That is your look at sports on this Friday. Have a great day, everybody. This is Bobby D.
It is 7:30, and I am Robert Scott filling in for Sam Scott this morning. And I've got sitting here in front of me is Lori Price. How are you doing, Lori?
I'm doing well. Happy New Year, Robert.
So you are from the Secret Kitchen, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
And what do you got going down at the Secret Kitchen?
Well, we just came out of a really fabulous holiday season, and we're very thankful for the community supporting local this past holiday season. We're open a half a day today just so people can come in and get their last minute wine needs and their dip needs for all their parties tonight. But we really did have a great season. So we're just getting ready to plan for next year. Our spring, believe it or not, is the next thing that comes out decor-wise, and looking forward to restocking. We had a few slowdowns in getting product at the end of the year, but we're looking forward to restocking everything that everybody loves.
And you've got a lot of different selections to choose from. I like going in there and just seeing what all you've got, because you never know what you're going to find in there. There's a lot of neat snacks you got in there. There's a lot of neat drinks, and my son, he loves going in there. You've got the little jars of candy, the gummy strips and whatnot.
Right.
Yeah, I just love going in there and seeing what all you've got. So, all right, we've got another guest here with us. This is Lindsey Moore. Good morning, Lindsey. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So, Lori, I think you got a new partner here, correct?
Yes.
Now, this is not with the Secret Kitchen, though. You guys have got a new business venture going on here, correct?
Right, we have. There's actually 3 of us, and our third partner couldn't be here this morning, but we're opening a new business on Main Street called Main Street Parlor and Pub.
All right, and what is the Main Street Parlor and Pub?
Just like the name says, it's just you can get your hair cut and get a drink. Lori's going to be in charge of the bar, and then me and Melissa Pittman are going to be the stylist, and she's actually a licensed barber, so we'll have a new barber in town.
Oh, neat. So, what, you go in there and get a drink and get a haircut?
Right, right. We have seen this trend in other areas, and it really interested me because it seems like our downtown is growing for sure. People are super interested in local, and people are also interested in retro, and it just reminds me of the old days when the hair salon or the barber shop was a place where people would go in and they would meet, or see their neighbors, and they would chat and they would catch up, and it's kind of the vibe that's been going on in downtown over the last year, where people are running into each other on the streets and saying, oh, hey, how's grandma or whatever. And so we all just came up with this idea. Melissa and Lindsey have been thinking for quite some time that they wanted to move their practice to the Sullivan area, and I've had this little pub thing going around in my head for the last year and a half.
So you've already been in business before now?
I've rented.
You've rented.
Yep.
So how long have you been doing this?
7 years.
7 years, okay. So tell me, is this just a place where you come in and get a haircut and a drink, or can people come in and just sit and hang out without getting a haircut?
Oh,
or-
absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
is
You
that
come
what the
in with your
the goal here
lunch?
is?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you guys gonna have the old school, barber pole outside
We're
spinning?
planning on it,
Oh, are you?
yes,
Good,
yeah.
good deal, good deal. So is this gonna be a barber shop or a hair salon?
It's both.
Both,
So yeah,
okay.
we're not like focusing on either.
Yeah.
It's gonna be both.
Okay.
So.
Are you gonna have any other services there?
No, just we have waxing and hair cutting,
Okay.
and then Melissa does the straight shaves,
Okay.
and then of course my end will be like coloring, cutting women's hair. So.
I've never had a straight shave before.
Oh, you have to come in. It's
Kinda-
nice. You get a
kinda
hot
scares
towel
me.
and everything.
I think it's a real treat for you people that have
It
beards,
is,
from
yeah.
what I hear.
Yeah.
It's a whole process. Yeah.
So, what else do you have to say about the new?
Well, we're also looking at groups of people who might use the salon for some sort of a gathering for a bridal party or a groomsman party, to come in and get their services, before their big day, get looking spiffy and just relax and have a drink together and,
Yeah.
just kind of chill.
That'd be a neat idea. I know a lot of times, especially for weddings, those groups always gather and get their hair done, and I guess men don't usually do that, but I have seen where the men go to a barber shop. That might be pretty neat.
And barbers are just on the rise right now.
Yeah.
Everybody's wanting the straight raise, with everybody growing. The trending beards are in,
Yeah.
so getting those cleaned up.
Yeah. I don't touch my own beard. When my beard gets a little bit woolly, that's when I know I need to go in for a haircut. It's not even the hair I'm worried about.
Well, you'll have to try one of those straight razors,
yes.
shaves, and the hot towels, and their chairs. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna want to just sit in their chairs. Their salon chairs are the most comfortable chairs I have ever seen in
Really?
any salon. They're so comfy.
Yeah, and they're technically barber chairs, so they
Barber
do
chairs.
lean back for all the stuff. Yeah, but yeah, women are gonna love them just as much as the men. So.
Oh, good.
Right? Yeah, and we're gonna have some fun with the bar part of it too. Pub, really. We'll be open basically the same hours as the salon, so it's not a bar that's going to be open till 1 a.m. or anything. It'll be 10 to 6, 7, whenever, those types of hours, just like a salon would be, or a barber shop. But we'll have some, we want to focus on some local spirits and some local beers. So I already have some local wines in the secret kitchen, so I'll stick with some of our favorites like Merrimack Vineyards and McKelvey Vineyards and Adam Pukta out of Washington. And then I'm excited about Muddy Banks Brewing getting up and running so that we can collaborate hopefully with them and another new brewery out of Washington. There are several local breweries and wineries right here in our area, and I just think people are really into local.
Yeah, it's definitely,
Pinckney Bend, Spirits, I'm excited about getting those in there. They're local, New Haven outfit.
Good. It's always great to support local.
Yeah.
So, are you guys going to have any food or snacks at the pub?
We will have just a few things that are in packages like popcorn and, like snack sticks, like beef sticks, or they're actually pork sticks, things like that. But we would encourage people, if they want to order carry out at one of their favorite places that they love in town, or some places have delivery, they're welcome to have it delivered there. So, yeah.
So, are you going to have just bar stools across the bar? Are you going to have
We have some
dining
tables. We have some comfy, cozy seating and some bar stools and some tables. It's not a huge place. It's pretty intimate. It's I think we have about less than 30 chairs. So, but yeah.
What's the decor like in there? Like, I'm just trying to envision a pub and barber shop right now.
Yeah, it's kind of industrial, kind of old school. Yeah, it kind of goes with the building because we have the original ceilings and all the original flooring from the building. So it's, if you can imagine stuff that goes with that. So a lot of,
I don't know. It's very industrial, I
Yeah.
would say, and kudos to our landlord, Alan Maston. because he did some really cool updates to that space before we even decided to move in there. But it does have the tin ceilings that are kind of distressed and peeling a little bit. And we had removed about 5 layers of flooring to get down to the
flooring guy.
to get down to the original hardwood floors that were in that drugstore back so long ago, in the 1800s, I guess, or the 1900s. And so it's very cool space.
So you got the original hardwood floors.
We got the original hardwood floors with a few repairs, a few new patches, but it looks amazing.
1895?
1895,
yeah,
I think.
1895, I think, from the original
bar
that was in there.
It's a neat piece of Sullivan history that you guys got there.
It is. We're so excited about the space. The space is great. We are also using in there, courtesy of Alan, this beautiful antique. It was actually a buffet, but we're using it as our back bar. And it came out of an estate in Edwardsville in like 1896, like right around the same time that building was made. It's
that's really cool.
It's very unique.
Yeah.
Very cool. So when do you guys open? Do you have a hard set date yet?
We do not. No, we're just waiting on a couple things from the state, and then as soon as we get the get-go, we'll be in there.
Are you thinking within the next 2-3 weeks?
We're really hoping within the next week and a half, 2 weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
We're to the point now where we just need our last inspections from a few people, and the parlor piece of it will definitely open before the bar piece of it. Excuse me. I guess the time of year wasn't the best time to start with all this licensure because it has taken a little bit longer than what
I'm sure state officials are on vacation just like everybody else.
Yeah, than what I planned, but it's all in the works, and so as soon as the liquor license comes in, then we'll pop that bar open. But we'll have coffee and teas and sodas and stuff like that until then.
So what are your hours going to be?
10 to 6 and then 10 to 5 on Fridays.
10 to 5 on Fridays.
On Saturday we'll be open 10 to 1. So.
Okay.
Closed on Sundays and Mondays.
Yes.
And for more information, who do they need to call?
Well, they can go to our Facebook page for
Oh, you got
sure.
a Facebook page.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a
Wonderful.
Facebook page. It's just Main Street Parlor and Pub. We have a phone number. I don't know that I have it committed to memory. 468, 573-468.
I honestly haven't.
Well, I'm sure they can find it
Yeah.
on the Facebook
Yeah,
page.
we'll find it on the
correct?
Facebook page.
And so you were talking about having, small get-togethers, parties, bridal parties. Do they need to call you in advance or message you on Facebook in advance to do something like that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
usually with brides, they'll book months out in advance.
Okay. So they need to get with you guys well ahead of time in order to do that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Just like any other salon, make sure their day is perfect for them.
So for a normal haircut, if I want to get my haircut, do I just walk in or do I make an appointment?
You can do either, yep.
Okay. So you do take appointments and walk-ins?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Well,
We'll plan on some sort of open house, kind of grand opening celebration. Probably not until everything is in place and it's completely up and running.
Do like a soft opening to begin with.
Right.
Get people in the doors.
Just start cutting hair and pouring coffee at the beginning, and then as soon as we get everything in place, then we will have a grand opening and we'll welcome the community to come in and check out the space, and like grand openings are, have some complimentary hors d'oeuvres or whatever, and
yeah, Sullivan
everybody
is
can
so
come see.
welcoming to us.
Yes.
Good.
Main Street's been great.
very good.
Yes.
Well,
As
you'll-
they have been for the Secret Kitchen. I'm
Hey, you've
so
been in business
glad.
for 2 years
Almost
now?
3 years. It'll
Almost
be 3 years
3
in March. I'm so glad I picked this town. This town is very welcoming. The business community and the actual public
Yeah.
just really love this town and really love the downtown and really like how it's growing, how the downtown is growing.
It's exciting to be part of that for sure.
Well, make sure to let us know when you're having your opening, and we'll try to get that on the radio, and I'll try to be there as well. So,
Oh, we'd love it.
if you guys got anything else you'd like to put in here before you guys leave?
No, we really appreciate you letting us come in and
Oh,
kind of help
absolutely.
get the word out.
Yeah.
And
Well, I think the town of Sullivan appreciates people like you who are trying to revitalize the downtown area. So, thank you as well.
Yeah, we're really excited.
We are. We're very excited about it.
All right. Well, hey, thank you guys for coming in today. And I look forward to seeing you guys at your open house. And then you guys are welcome to come in anytime and talk about new business ventures, new business ideas, whatever you've got. So
Thank you,
guys for
Robert.
coming
Happy
in.
New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year. That is Lori Price from the Secret Kitchen and Lindsey Moore from the Downtown Parlor and Pub.
Main Street Parlor
Main
and Pub.
Street Parlor and Pub.
But it is downtown, so.
All right. Well, thank you guys for coming in today.
Thank you.
All right. Once again, that was Lori Price from the Secret Kitchen and Lindsey Moore from the Main Street Parlor and Pub. I'm going to have Mike Bittner coming back in here any moment now to sit with me. In the meantime, I've got some ads for you. I've got Sullivan Athletic Club. Rob Ward's downtown on Taylor Street. He does Taekwondo, Bushido Karate. He's got beginners classes Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. He's got an advanced class Tuesday and Thursday, 6:30 to 7:30. MMA is mixed martial arts, boxing and kickboxing, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7:30 to 8:30, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Monday and Wednesday, 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Sullivan Athletic Club has professional instruction with a personal touch. Rob Ward opened the business in 1992 and has offered classes to ages 5 and older in the Sullivan area for recreational fun while learning self-defense. Their classes teach discipline, respect, as well as self-respect for all ages. These very structured programs have demonstrated positive behavior for young and old dealing with school, family, and work issues. Everyone receives a free class to assure parents and themselves this class is for them. You can contact Rob at 573-205-3944 or email him at sacmangm@hotmail.com. Make sure to stop by and see Rob and get a free karate class, guys. We've got Mid-State Paving. They're located on Hardicke Road. They do paving, chip sealing, site work, drainage, drainage stripping, sealing, seal coating, septic services. I can't read today, Mike. Septic services, grading, lake dredging, and repair. They do demolition, streets, parking lots, driveways. That is Mid-State Paving. You can call Jim at 573-627-2039. Good morning, Mike. How are you doing?
Hi, buddy. Good. You know, one thing we've talked about the wearing many hats interviews this week.
Yes.
Laurie's on a chamber board.
Yeah.
She's also.
I actually didn't know she was on.
Yeah,
the chamber
she's on
board.
a chamber board, and she's also. I don't know if she's still standing out there. I can't remember what it was. She's the treasurer. She's not the treasurer. Maybe she's the secretary or something. Might be vice president of the downtown partnership as well.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Plus runs her business.
And now a new business.
Now a new business. Yeah.
So she's wearing multiple.
She's gonna be like
hats.
you, be an entrepreneur.
It's
You got some birthdays today?
I got some birthdays. Today is Carla Monti, Roxanne Hood, Laura Wyrick, Rick Bittner.
My brother.
You know Rick, right?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, your brother. I've actually never met Rick. Where does he live?
He lives in he lives in O'Fallon and Branson. He's got two
O'Fallon and
places.
Branson.
Yeah.
All right.
He wants to become a Missouriite. He's had about enough of Illinois, so
Oh.
he's going to move down there.
So he's a full-time or a resident of Illinois
yes,
with a
complete
part-time
resident.
place
Yeah,
in Branson.
yeah. He turns 60 today.
60. All right. Well, happy birthday. We've also got Nick White, Jane Frolker, and Roger Johanning. So happy birthday to all of you.
You know Roger's offspring, I think, don't you?
Yeah, Roger's two sons, Mason and Ryan. They're friends of mine. Tomorrow is Tammy Watts, Amy England, Christy Jones, and Marla Turntine. And Sunday is LaDawn Bittner.
That's my daughter-in-law.
LaDawn as well.
Yeah, my daughter-in-law's here.
Happy birthday to everyone.
We won't give her age because she could whoop me. So we'll leave that alone.
So
that was neat. It was a neat, good interview. I mean, that's going to be a really interesting type of business. I don't think ever in my whole life, well, legally, have I been to get a haircut and had a drink at the same time. When I was living up in the city, a guy named George Nyhoff used to go to a place called Modern Man. It doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah.
And he cut my hair for a lot of years, like Larry has now.
Yeah.
And we used to partake of some adult beverages in the shop then, but that was
not supposed to be like that.
well,
right?
no, we just kind of brought them in and look what come out of the refrigerator. You
Yeah,
know, one of those kind of
yeah.
things.
Well, I've got some on this days.
Oh, good.
Or sorry, today is day. What do you say? Day of?
But whatever you want to say, it probably work.
Well, today is Hogmanay Day.
Hogga who?
Hogmanay. Hogmanay.
Hogmanay. You're going to have to look that one up.
Scottish New Year celebration.
Oh, okay, okay.
It started during ancient pagan times and may have stemmed from the North and Gaelic observances. Its roots may be in the winter solstice and Yule celebrations marked by the Norse. So, Hogmanay.
Hogmanay. That's different.
Let's see. Today is Make Up Your Mind Day.
I never do that.
Do you make up your mind, or does someone
Well,
else
I
make
have my
up your
mind made up for me a lot. I won't say all the time, but a lot.
That's usually how it is for me. Somebody
Yeah.
else makes up my mind. Today is National Champagne Day.
No, I haven't
Or is
had
it
champagne.
Champagne?
Champagne? I haven't had champagne in a long, long time.
I've never had champagne.
Won't have any tonight either.
Well, I probably won't either. I'm assuming it's Champagne Day just because.
Because New Year's Eve, yep.
Today is New Year's Eve.
Oh.
Today is No Interruptions Day. Today is, let me look at No Interruptions Day. Taking place on the last business or working day of the year, No Interruptions Day is a day for quiet, focus, and minimal interruptions. When at work, it's a day to finish up things before the end of the year, in order to be organized and ready for a fresh start in the new year.
Say what? Organized and refreshed for the new year.
Yeah.
Never going to happen. We don't do that.
Never going to happen.
No, we don't do that.
When at home, it's a day to turn off interrupting devices.
Bless you.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
In order to spend time with family and members of, or focus on one's own projects. Do you have a lot of projects? Are you somebody who accumulates projects, or do you like to just get your projects done?
No, I do. I accumulate. What I'm really bad at is I'll start something, and then something will get in the way, and I'll have to go to something else because it'll take priority, and then I have a hard time getting back to the thing I started on.
Yeah.
You know, I get mentioned. A lot of people are like that.
I know.
Like today. Today's take down Christmas trees, or outside Christmas decorations day.
That's your day.
That's today because it's going to get cold and wet and nasty, and
yeah,
I can get it put away.
It's supposed to be fairly decent today.
60 something.
Yeah. Let's see. Today is One Voice Day.
Oh, my family, we talk with one voice.
Let's see. It says One Voice Day is being observed today. It's observed annually on December 31st. That's all.
That's all it is. Okay.
Today is Universal Hour of Peace.
That should be every day.
That's not National Day. That's not International Day. That's not World Day. It's Universal Hour of Peace.
Should be every day.
So all the aliens out there, they're celebrating it as well.
Yep, that's right.
Unlucky Day. That's every day for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm unlucky.
Well, I think tomorrow on New Year's you're supposed to eat some black-eyed peas for good luck.
Is it black-eyed peas or is it herring? What herring's for something? I don't remember what it was.
Let's see.
I ain't eating herring. I ain't eating black-eyed peas. I ain't gonna do it.
Today is
Nice
World
English.
Peace Meditation Day, so we're supposed to meditate on world peace.
Oh, all right. If that's what we need to do.
So on this day in history, in 1909, the Manhattan Bridge opens up for traffic.
Huh.
Have you ever been to the Manhattan Bridge?
I have not. Never been to New York.
I've never been to New York either.
You know, and I really have
I'm
no
all right with
desire to
that.
go.
Yep.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Broadway.
Well, you know,
But that's
sometimes
about, yeah.
Sometimes I see a movie on TV and I'm like, you know, I might enjoy going to New York. But then I'll watch another movie of New York and say, I'm all right.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
In
After I watched-
1907, another New York.
Yeah.
In 1907, the first annual ball drop.
That was in 37?
07.
1907. Wow.
The annual tradition of dropping a ball at 11:59 to mark the start of the new year was organized for the first time by Adolph Ochs, the owner of the New York Times. So some birthdays on this day. In 1990 was Patrick Chan, a Canadian figure skater. In 1980, Richie McCaw, a New Zealand rugby footballer. 1977 was Psy. It's a South Korean singer-songwriter.
Okay.
Must be pretty important if they've only got one name.
Yep.
1941 was Alex Ferguson, a Scottish footballer. And 1869 was Henry Matisse.
Henry Matisse, huh?
On this day, Natalie Cole passed away in 2015.
Yep.
Ricky Nelson passed away in 1985.
Yep.
Marshall McLuhan in 1980. Roberto Clemente.
Yep.
1972.
A lot of plane crashes there.
Plane crash, yeah.
A lot of plane crashes there.
That's all I've got for today.
All right, here you go. In many countries, wearing a certain color or pattern is supposed to bring good luck. This is New Year's. This year, wearing something with polka dots or don a plain white outfit for good luck. In Germany and Austria, having little tokens like pigs, mushrooms, or cloves is thought to bring you its good luck to its holder. And then from the Greenlee Tribune, from drinking ashes to wearing red undies, those are New Year's Eve traditions. Now, I'm not going to do either one of those. Can you do laundry on New Year's Day? What kind of question is that? Don't do laundry on New Year's Day.
Okay.
No. Or a member of the family will be washed away.
Ooh.
During the coming year, doing laundry on New Year's Day will wash a year of good fortune down the drain. Wear something new on New Year's Day to increase the likelihood of more new clothes in the coming year.
All right.
Kathy, don't wear new shoes. Please. That's about some useless couple of minutes there.
Let's see. Have you ever heard the saying raining cats and dogs?
Yes, I have.
Have you heard the saying raining fish?
No, can't say that.
Well, I haven't either. I kind of made it up. But down in Texas yesterday, it was raining fish.
Really?
Yep. Officials in Texas town said residents weren't just imagining it when it seemed to be raining fish during a storm. The city of Texarkana said in a Facebook post that it indeed was raining fish during Wednesday's rainstorm. So it wasn't yesterday, it was Wednesday. Multiple residents took to social media to share photos of the fish that fell from the sky. Animal rain is a phenomenon that occurs when small water animals like frogs, crabs, and small fish are swept up in waterspouts or drafts that occur on the surface of the earth. They are then rained down at the same time as the rain.
There you go. Yeah, raining fish.
Raining fish.
Must be little bitty cats and little bitty dogs when it rains like that.
I wonder how many fish. I wonder, did it smell bad afterwards?
It smelled like fish. It was kind of fishy. The whole thing sounds fishy to me. Yeah, that was bad. Yes, I know.
Well, a Florida family. Do you ever hear about the Florida man?
Florida man.
Yeah. So you just, you go into the internet and type in Florida man, and then you type in your birthday.
Oh,
and
no,
it'll tell you a weird story about a Florida man. What's your birthday, Mike?
July 26th.
Florida man, July 26th. Let's see here. On July 26th, a Florida man brandishes samurai sword during road rage incident.
Well, I don't have samurai swords. That could have been me.
Let's see. Florida man, July 21st. That's mine. Florida man fashioned tourniquet from dog leash for cyclist bitten by an alligator.
I hope it was a big. I hope it was big.
Anyways, a Florida family's doorbell camera captured the moment a mother bear and her cub attempted to open the front door of their home. Marlene Stark said she was at her home in Sanford when her Ring doorbell camera alerted her to the movement on the front stoop. She says, "We didn't know it was bears initially, so we ran to the front door and said, 'Oh my goodness.'" I don't know what I'd say.
That probably wouldn't have been it.
And then they immediately threw the bolt lock. Stark said it was surprising to see a mother bear and her cub on the front stoop, although the animals are known to wander the area. Our neighborhood is down the road from Black Bear Wilderness Preserve, so bears are very common and we see them in the neighborhood. She said she was shocked to see one of the bears attempt to open the front door. "I had no idea that they had the capability to open the front door, so I'm glad it was locked," she said. Stark said she doesn't know why the bears attempted to get into her home, although others have suggested the animals may have been attracted to the smell of her cooking. "I was just making a roast. The pan was covered," she said. I wasn't outside, so I don't know.
I would have not known the bear could open a front door like that.
No kidding, but that's a good reason to lock your door.
But did you see the article that came out? I can't remember where I saw it. It was in Hawaii. I think it was a zoo in Hawaii. Maybe it was, I think it was Hawaii, but it was a zoo. And a guy had to go to the hospital because he got bit by a tiger or something like that. Stuck his arm through the fence and wants to know why a tiger bit him. Come on,
What? I understand people trying to pet these animals.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
But some people get into the cage with them. I don't know if they're trying to prove something. If
they're proving that their elevator don't go all the way up.
They're proving that they're just not the smartest person in the world.
Hey, we got Rachel Schumacher coming in next half hour.
Oh yeah, what's she going to talk about?
Probably real estate, I guess.
Real estate.
And whatever else is on her mind.
Real estate's pretty hot
booming
lately.
right now. Yeah, it is.
Prices are up. I think inventory's down. And
she's got a bunch of homes with high ceilings and low floors. I'll bet she does.
Yeah. Well, we are AM 1560 KTUI Sullivan 94.1 FM. You can listen to us on TuneIn, and you can listen to us on YouTube Live to see our wonderful faces. Or see Mike's wonderful face, I should say. And we will be back in 30 minutes for the 8:30 hour. Thank you.
USA Radio News with Lance Pride.
Strong winds helped spark wildfires that spread over 1,600 acres and prompted hasty evacuations near Denver, Colorado, including the entire town of Superior and the city of Louisville overnight. Colorado Governor Jared Polis declared a state of emergency Thursday afternoon. Clint Folsom, mayor of Superior, Colorado, on CNBC last night.
It's a dire situation here. We've still got a mandatory evacuation order in effect. I'm doing a tour of the town with law enforcement right now, and we've lost a couple of hundred houses, and they're still actively burning.
About 580 homes were lost in Superior. The National Weather Service is reporting a gust in the area reached 115 miles an hour. Airline cancellations are piling up in the United States with thousands of flights scrubbed. Check with your carrier before heading to the airport. USA Radio News.
Trust. Maybe a small word, but with huge ramifications. At Fellowship Home Loans, we want to be the mortgage lender that you trust.
Fellowship realizes that trust is earned and can easily be lost. That is why we listen not only to the wants, but also strive to understand the need.
Take a look at our Google reviews and our A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. But that's just the beginning. What matters is you.
Give us a chance to earn your trust, not just your business. Fellowship Home Loans, 800-804-SAVE. That's 800-804-7283 or online at fellowshiphomeloans.com.
We will listen and put together a plan to help make your dreams come true. Fellowship Home Loans, 800-804-SAVE. That's 800-804-7283 or fellowshiphomeloans.com.
Fellowship Home Loans. Welcome home.
Intercontinental Capital Group, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender, MLS number 60134.
Colorado Governor Jared Polis reduced the sentence of truck driver Rogel Aguilera Medeiros from 110 years to 10. Rogel testified he was hauling lumber when the brakes on his big rig failed as he was driving down a steep grade on Interstate 70 into Denver, Colorado, April of 2019. In his commutation letter signed Thursday, Polis said the 26-year-old driver would be eligible for parole in 5 years. Homeowners rejoice.
A new report says the median home price sales rose over the last year to a new all-time high. Redfin reporting the price jumped by 14.6% to a record high of just over $360,000 during the 4-week period ending December 26. The study comes as a number of homes for sale fell to a record low. New listings and pending sales also dropped to their lowest levels since January. From the USA Radio News Phoenix Bureau, I'm Tim Berg.
We are USA Radio News.
The greatest radio shows of all time.
Frank Sinatra as Rocky Fortune.
Classic radio theater.
Matt Dillon, United States Marshal.
The story of Dr. Kildare.
The Pepsodent Show, starring Bob Hope.
The greatest radio shows of all time. Classic radio theater with Wyatt Cox. On this radio station or wherever podcasts are served, just by searching for Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. That's Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Given President Biden's track record on the international stage, one lawmaker worries Biden doesn't have what it takes when it comes to dealing with foreign adversaries. New York Representative Republican Claudia Tenney on Newsmax Thursday.
I think, Joe Biden is a career politician, a guy who's worried about currying favor and making friends, not about caring for the priority of the American citizens in our country. And it's just clear after what happened in Afghanistan that he really doesn't have a forceful approach. The Secretary of Defense is out there making sure that we keep some forces and some sea ships in the sea out there. We also we did give $60 million in lethal aid, and also we need to continue to bolster the intelligence that we have on the ground to be sure that this isn't going to happen, and that a country with an authoritarian like Putin isn't going to go in and try to seize Ukraine, which is, has its own right to its own sovereignty and its own sovereign borders. So I'm hopeful that, that the Secretary of Defense and other diplomats, including Secretary Blinken, will back up a strong, forceful presence against Putin's intent to invade.
China is calling on the United States to protect the Chinese space station and its 3-member crew after Beijing complained that satellites launched by Elon Musk's SpaceX nearly struck the station. The incidents took place July 1st and October 21st when the Chinese space station had to divert from its orbit to avoid hitting some of the hundreds of space-linked satellites designed to blanket Earth with internet communications. USA Radio News, I'm Lance Pry.
The OBGYN you choose matters. They will be by your side to guide you through the important stages of life, from puberty to childbirth to menopause and everything in between. Choose healthcare you can trust from the experts at BJC Medical Group, located right here in your community at Missouri Baptist Sullivan Hospital. Visit MissouriBaptistSullivan.org to schedule your appointment with one of our board-certified OBGYNs. Missouri Baptist Sullivan Hospital, your best medicine close to home.
This moment in history brings with it the chance to advance yourself while protecting our community. At BJC, you'll belong to a world-class healthcare system that offers tuition reimbursement available your first day, schedule flexibility, and 30,000 remarkable colleagues. You'll feel the unity and opportunity and find strength within. Apply now at bjcopportunity.org. Sign-on bonuses available.
I'm Bill Wise. The National Weather Service says a winter storm warning will be in effect overnight tonight for the northern third of Missouri, with accumulations possible of 5 to 8 inches of snow. That area includes St. Joseph, Maryville, Trenton, Chillicothe, Kirksville, Macon, and the Hannibal-Quincy area. Pulling the trigger to celebrate special occasions like New Year's is illegal in Missouri. If convicted, a person could face up to a year in jail or a $1,000 fine. Penalties could increase if someone or something is harmed. Kansas City Police Sergeant Jake Bakina.
If you hear a friend, coworker, family member, if you're at a gathering and somebody says, I'm going to go get my gun and shoot it off to celebrate the holiday, try to talk them out of it as best as you can. That conversation could save somebody's life. It could be the difference between one of us being out there and reporting on a murder, and the difference between that and having a safe and happy New Year's celebration.
You're listening to the latest news on Missouri Net.
Thinking about retirement? Make sure a My Social Security account is a part of your plan. A My Social Security account gives you secure access to your personal earnings history and benefit status. You can find out if you're eligible to receive benefits, compare retirement benefit estimates at different ages or dates, view spousal benefit estimates, and more. Plan for your future. Open a My Social Security account at ssa.gov/myaccount. Social Security, securing today and tomorrow.
Crooked teeth may embarrass kids whose families can't afford braces, and trying to fix their teeth themselves can make things worse. Luckily, there's Donated Orthodontic Services, a program from the American Association of Orthodontists. For children and teens who qualify and are matched with a volunteer orthodontist, treatment can be life-changing and help them smile with confidence. Learn more at aaoinfo.org.
When it comes to your finances, you need a team you can trust, someone who can help you through any situation, a local community bank you can depend on. At First State Community Bank, we are that partner. And because we're committed to Sullivan, you won't have to worry about changes to your accounts or locations. Come see me, Jordan Todd, in Sullivan today. My team and I are excited to partner with you. We'll make the process of switching banks quick and easy.
First State Community Bank, member FDIC, online at fscb.com.
What do you do when water doesn't flow? Low pressure, clicking sounds from the pressure tank, pump runs constantly? You contact Schrepfer Well Drilling, your water pro. Their knowledgeable staff is ready to handle whatever water issue you're experiencing. Schrepfer Well Drilling also handles a full line of water treatment equipment. Hard water, red water, sulfur, it can all be treated. Family owned and operated since 1953. They can repair your pump system and improve your water quality. Your family owned water company, Schrepfer Well Drilling.
A Florissant man was arrested after police said he fatally stabbed his wife and then shot himself Wednesday. Michael P. Oshia, 50, was charged Thursday with first-degree murder, armed criminal action, and unlawful possession of a firearm. His bond was set at $1 million, cash only. Police said Oshia and his wife were going through a divorce. He allegedly killed her at their Florissant home before shooting himself with a shotgun. He survived, but the extent of his injuries is unknown. A hearing in the couple's divorce proceeding was scheduled for January 3rd. Oshia is also on probation in Callaway County for possession of child pornography, to which he pleaded guilty in 2018, according to the Florissant Police Department. Due to the felony conviction, he was not supposed to be in possession of a firearm. St. Louis County Police are searching for a missing 83-year-old woman. Shirley Mize was last seen at 1620 Gravois in High Ridge around 9 a.m. Thursday, according to the Missouri State Highway Patrol. She is 5 feet 4 inches tall, weighs 150 pounds, and has gray hair, blue eyes, and a light complexion. She was last seen wearing a long-sleeve white shirt and blue jeans. Mize drives a white 2015 Hyundai Tucson with Missouri license plates GN85M. Anyone seeing the missing person, suspect, associate, or vehicle, or anyone having any information related to the endangered missing person should immediately dial 911 to contact the nearest law enforcement agency or call the St. Louis County Police Department at 636-529-8210. One person who was involved in a shootout Wednesday afternoon at a fast food restaurant in Overland has been charged. The St. Louis County Prosecuting Attorney's Office has charged Deborah Taylor of Country Club Hills with unlawful use of a weapon, according to a press release. The shooting happened at a Church's Chicken located off of Woodson Road around 1:35 p.m. Customers inside the restaurant began arguing with each other. The argument escalated and the customers pulled guns and began shooting. 2 people involved in the altercation were struck and taken to an area hospital. The extent of their injuries has not been released. Taylor's bond was set at $200,000 and prohibits being within 1,000 feet of the restaurant, among other conditions, according to the press release. The shooting is still under investigation. A driver was carjacked early Friday morning in downtown St. Louis. Police said a man with a gun approached the driver just after midnight on Washington Avenue at North 11th Street. The gunman stole the driver's SUV and took off. The driver was not harmed. The spring semester is fast approaching, and universities are taking new steps to keep everyone safe amid the rise in COVID-19. On Thursday, Washington University announced it will switch to virtual learning for 2 weeks when classes resume on January 18th. The university is also requiring students to get tested for COVID before returning to campus. Plus, there will be no crowds allowed at sporting events. WashU will be mailing kits that include 2 self-tests to each Danforth campus student who has a U.S. address listed in the official university records. St. Louis University also tightened its COVID-19 rules this week. It's requiring all students and SLU care members to get a booster shot by January 31st. All other staff members will have until February 28th to get a booster. However, the university is urging everyone to get the shot as soon as possible, preferably over winter break. SLU plans to start the spring semester in person, but it's prepared to consider other options if needed. Mark T. McGuire, 61, of Robertsville, was arrested yesterday in Franklin County at 2:38 p.m. He is being charged with a Franklin County no registration charge. He's being held in the Franklin County Jail and is bondable. Amanda I. Hendrickson, 37, of St. Peters, was arrested yesterday in Franklin County at 2:54 p.m. She is being charged with the St. Charles County domestic assault, 4th degree. failure to appear. Pacific Police Department, failure to maintain single lane, a seatbelt violation, violation of financial responsibility, possession of marijuana, possession of drug paraphernalia. She's being held in the Franklin County Jail and is bondable. Daniel A. Strode, 23 of Rosebud, was arrested yesterday in Franklin County at 7:32 p.m. He is being charged with a Jefferson County warrant on littering. He is being held in the Jefferson County Jail and is bondable. Amanda L. Cooksey, 41 of Washington, was arrested yesterday in Franklin County at 8:23 p.m. She is being charged on a Franklin County warrant for DWI. She is being held in the Franklin County Jail and is bondable.
It's that time of year. Schedule your winter service package now. Seidenstricker Nobe Partners is offering free pickup and delivery on all 1 through 5 Series John Deere compact tractors, gators, and mowers. Our experienced John Deere technicians are trained and certified. We strive to provide quality service. Schedule your service now at snpartners.com. Your partner for the land.
Offer valid through 2/12/2022. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Must be within 50 miles of SN Partners dealership.
Lifetime of love. Losing a loved one reminds us how lucky we were to have them in our lives.
I remember what a giving person Mom was.
She gave all of herself, all of her life. Honor the best of a lifetime of love with a fitting remembrance of your choosing. Lifetime of love. Don and Lisa Mizell, Mizell Funeral Home, Cuba.
James Gould passed away Friday, December 10th in Littleton, Colorado. He is survived by his daughter, Barbara Gould Smith, son-in-law Brad Smith, son Robert, grandsons Matthew Smith, Michael Smith, Nathan Smith, granddaughter Anna Maria Smith, and one great-granddaughter, Lucy Ellen Louise Smith. Graveside service will be held today at 10 a.m. at Holy Cross Cemetery in Cuba. The Mizell Funeral Home of Cuba is honored to be serving the Gould family. William Bill Conley of Robertsville passed away Friday, December 24th, at the age of 93. He is survived by his wife, Mary Nay Mulaney, 5 sons, Dennis Conley and wife Sheila, John Conley and wife Kimberly, Kevin Conley and wife Kimberly, James Conley and wife Jennifer, and William T. Conley and wife Melinda, all of Robertsville. 14 grandchildren, 15 great-grandchildren, other relatives, and many friends. A funeral mass will be held at 10 a.m. today at the St. Francis of Assisi Catholic Church in Lubering. Burial will be held in the St. Patrick Rock Church Cemetery in Catawissa. Visitation will be held today at 9 a.m. at the Russell Colonial Funeral Home in St. Clair. Memorials may be made to the St. Francis of Assisi Catholic Church in Lubering. Paul E. Miller of Sullivan passed away on Christmas Day at the age of 63. He is survived by his wife Cindy, his daughters Claire and Cindy Ann Miller of Sullivan, mother and father-in-law David and Clara Ann Kornman, his sisters and their families, other relatives, and many friends. A celebration of life will be held at 1 p.m. Saturday at the Sullivan Eagles Small Hall. Family and friends are invited to stay for the meal that will be served immediately following the service. Memorial contributions in Paul's memory may be made either directly to his family and or to the American Diabetes Association. All arrangements are under the care of the Eaton Funeral Home and Cremation Center of Sullivan. William Edward Bill Seams Jr. of Steelville passed away Tuesday at the age of 50. He is survived by his mother, Shirley A. Seams of Steelville, sister Rebecca and husband John Simpson of Tallahassee, Florida, brother Benjamin and wife Elizabeth Seams of Las Vegas, Uncle David Seams of Port St. Lucie, Florida, aunts Kathy and husband Lloyd Solomon of Tampa, and Virginia Vincent of Simpsonville, South Carolina. Many cousins, nieces, nephews, and friends. A visitation will be held from 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Monday at the Hudson Funeral Home in Steelville. Funeral service will immediately follow at 12 p.m. at the Hudson Funeral Home in Steelville. Burial will be in the Pleasant Hill Cemetery in Steelville. In lieu of flowers, memorials may be given to Samaritan's Purse, Operation Christmas Child, online at samaritanspurse.org. KTUI.org. Melissa K. McLaren, née Courtway of Union, passed away Wednesday, December 22nd, at the age of 27. She is survived by her husband, Nick, 3 daughters, Melody, Emerson, and Adeline McLaren, all of Union, her mother, Glenna Courtway of Union, and a brother, Aaron Courtway of Richwoods. A memorial service will be held at 4 p.m. on Monday at the Russell Colonial Funeral Home in St. Clair. Visitation will be held from 2 to 4 p.m. on Monday at the Russell Colonial Funeral Home in St. Clair. Memorials may be made to the family of Melissa McLaren. Wanda Lee Powell of Leesburg passed away Tuesday at the age of 86. She is survived by her son, Paul, and wife Karen Powell of Lafayette, Indiana, her sister Joyce and husband Norman Miller of Dittmer, 4 grandchildren, 10 great-granddaughters, 1 great-grandson, nieces, nephews, cousins, and many friends. Funeral service will be held on Tuesday, January 4th at 11 a.m. at the Mize Funeral Home in Cuba. Interment will follow at the Lee Cemetery in Leesburg. Visitation will be held on Monday from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Mize Funeral Home in Cuba. Charlotte Hagedorn of St. Clair passed away Thursday at the age of 81. She is survived by 2 sons, Larry Hagedorn and wife Donna of St. Clair, and Brian Hagedorn and wife Janet of Washington. 2 daughters, Charlene Austell and husband Mike of Lee Summit, and James Janes and husband Justin of Londell. 4 brothers, 8 grandchildren, 2 great-grandchildren, other relatives, and many friends. A funeral mass will be held at 10 a.m. on Wednesday at the St. Clair Catholic Church of St. Clair. Burial will be held in the St. Clair Catholic Cemetery. Visitation will be held from 3 to 8 p.m. on Tuesday, with a rosary service at 3 p.m. and after 9 a.m. on Wednesday at the Russell Colonial Funeral Home in St. Clair. Memorials may be made to St. Francis Borgia Regional High School or St. Clair Catholic Cemetery in the name of Charlotte Hagedorn. Angelo Raffaello Petito of Cuba passed away Friday at the age of 83. Those who are left to treasure his memory and continue his legacy are his friends and former student athletes near and far. Funeral Mass will be celebrated on Wednesday at 11 a.m. at the Holy Cross Catholic Church in Cuba. Interment will follow at the Holy Cross Cemetery. Visitation will be held Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. at the Holy Cross Catholic Church in Cuba. All arrangements are under the direction of the Mize Funeral Home of Cuba.
Psychologists, licensed professional counselors, and licensed clinical social workers, Compass Health Network is looking for you. The need is great in our communities, and we are currently hiring licensed staff to help us care for those that need us most. Compass Health Network offers a supportive environment of over 250 clinicians, excellent training, a competitive salary, and great benefits. Join us as we inspire hope and promote wellness. Visit careers.compasshealthnetwork.org and apply today.
You've heard the saying, slow and steady wins the race. At Edward Jones, we apply that consistent approach to long-term investing. Hi, I'm Donnie Greenwald, your local Edward Jones financial advisor. Investing a little bit at a time on a regular basis is a key to long-term growth. We call this systematic investing. And though it doesn't guarantee a profit or prevent a loss, it is a way to take advantage of market volatility instead of suffering from it. To learn more, call us at 573-468-6046 or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Taking a look at sports on this Friday, playing with just 8 available players, the University of Missouri women's basketball team stunned at number 1 South Carolina 70-69 in overtime on Lauren Hanson's layup with 1/10 of a second remaining at Mizzou Arena last night. The victory over the top-ranked Gamecocks marks the first win over a number 1 ranked team in Mizzou program history. Hanson's game winner gave her a game-high 21 points along with Haley Frank. LaDaisy Williams finished with her first double-double of the season with 12 points and 12 rebounds. Sophomore guard Mama Dembele added 11 to make it 4 Tigers in double figures. Mizzou handed South Carolina its first loss to an unranked team in the regular season since February 19th of 2017, when the Tigers also downed the Gamecocks on a last-second layup, this time by Sophie Cunningham. Mizzou will travel to Nashville to take on Vanderbilt on Sunday at 2 p.m. Missouri State Bears dropped in a Missouri Valley Conference and school record 21 three-pointers to turn back visiting Evangel University 103-56 Thursday in the non-conference finale for the Bears. Missouri State now resumes Missouri Valley Conference play Sunday evening when they will entertain Drake at 7 p.m. Southeast Missouri women's basketball fell to Murray State 82-58 in their Ohio Valley Conference opener on Thursday. Haley Smith from Bell scored 8 points for Southeast. Redhawks return home, bring in 2022 against Austin Peay on Saturday, tip-off at 2 p.m. at the Show Me Center. Thursday afternoon, Webster University women's basketball defeated the Eugenics from University of Health Sciences and Pharmacy by a final score of 84-72. Steelville grad Hannah Cottrell had 9 points for Webster. They'll be back on the court on Saturday when they will host Monmouth Illinois College for their final non-conference game of the season, tip-off at 1 o'clock. Wofford University women's basketball fell to the Tulane Green Wave 72-62 Thursday night. Reagan Rayford from Union had 10 points and 5 assists for Wofford. The Terriers will return home for their final non-conference matchup of the year. On Saturday, tip-off against Erskine is scheduled for 2 p.m. Looking at the rest of the college schedule for today, Columbia College women home game today with St. Mary's, Kansas has been canceled due to COVID concerns. William Woods University women will be on the road at Central Methodist University in Fayette at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Westminster men's basketball at Washington University today at 1 o'clock, and they are not allowing spectators at Washington University. With Wednesday's game against the Oilers now in the rearview mirror, the Blues can finally turn their full attention to the 2022 Discover NHL Winter Classic. The league's premier outdoor event will be played on Saturday at Target Field in Minneapolis, Minnesota, the home of Major League Baseball's Minnesota Twins. The division rival Blues and Minnesota Wild will face off at 6 p.m. in front of a sold-out crowd of more than 38,000 hockey fans. Now, as of today, weather forecasts for Minneapolis on New Year's Day have a predicted high of just 3 degrees below zero with the low of minus 13. If that holds up, it will be the coldest NHL game on record. The previous mark of 0 was set during the 2003 Heritage Classic in Edmonton. The Blues will be playing in their second Winter Classic. Back in 2017, the Blues beat the Blackhawks 4-1 at Busch Stadium thanks to 2 third-period goals from Vladimir Tarasenko. Pre-game on Saturday will start at 5:30 with puck drop at 6:10 p.m. You'll hear it on KTUI 102.1 FM. Looking at the local high school scoreboard from yesterday, at the Kingston West County Girls Tournament, for 7th place, it was Hillsboro defeating Bismarck 66-60. The Cuba Lady Wildcats take home the consolation trophy as they down by Burnham yesterday 49-37. For 3rd place, it was Valley Catholic over Kingston 50-44, and West County takes home the championship beating Perryville 47-25. At the Rolla Girls Holiday Tournament yesterday, for 7th place, it was Hazelwood West over the Rolla JV 52-35. Consolation goes to Truman as they down Fox 73-39. Licking wins 3rd place. They got a steal and a layup with about 4 seconds left to edge North County 56-54, and Rolla takes home the championship beating Fatima 59-29. At the Mountain Grove Tournament Championship last night, it was Mansfield defeating Salem 48-39. Savannah Manthe and Bella Javelin from Salem both making the all-tournament team. Coming up today in girls basketball at the 36th Lady Rebel Christmas Tournament. At 10:30 this morning, Festus and Fredericktown meet for 5th place. Potosi will take on Central at 3 o'clock this afternoon for the championship, and the Steelville Lady Cardinals face off with number 1 seed South Iron at 6 o'clock tonight for the girls championship. Coming up next week in girls basketball, we'll have the Bourbon Girls Tournament, which will start on Monday, and the Lutheran South Varsity Girls Tournament. Washington and Union girls are there. Action will begin on Tuesday for the local teams. Boys basketball from yesterday at the Bob Seacrest Junior Central Christmas Tournament. It was Steelville beating Farmington 60-54 in overtime in the 5th place bracket semifinal to make it to the consolation game. They will take on Hillsboro at 1:30 today for consolation. Hillsboro down to St. Genevieve 59-50. Other games today, the losers bracket championship, basically a 7th place game. It'll be Potosi and Fredericktown at 12 noon, followed by that Steelville-Hillsboro game. The 3rd place game will be North County and Central at 4:30 as North County lost to South Iron 71-68, and Central was edged by Festus 58-56. Festus and South Iron for the boys championship tonight at 7:30. At the Rolla Holiday Tournament yesterday, for 7th place, Hannibal getting by Waynesville 57-47. Lincoln Prep defeats St. Pius X out of Festus 52-38 for consolation. 3rd place game goes to Hazelwood West as they down Warrensburg 51-45, and Carthage claims the championship as they beat the Rolla boys 58-46. to 44. Other high school boys basketball from last night, it was Bourbon over Valley 71 to 53. Herman defeated South Callaway 26 to 8 in 2 quarters of freshman play. Herman wins the JV game 57 to 41 and the varsity game 56-33 over South Callaway. Coming up after the first of the year on Monday, January 3rd, the Owensville tournament will get underway. The Bourbon boys tournament will start on the 4th of January. In wrestling action from yesterday, they finished up the Wonder Woman tournament at Battle High School in Columbia. Washington finishing 4th as a team. St. Clair was 26th. Caitlin Jansen of St. Clair finishing 4th at 149 pounds for Washington. Julia Donnelly was 4th at 110. Kendra Bliss 3rd at 120. Annalise Obermark 7th at 135. And Shelby Whitaker was 5th at 174. In boys wrestling at the Red Schmidt Boys Holiday Tournament at Granite City, Illinois, St. Clair finishing 14th as a team. Ryan Meek of St. Clair took first place at 113 pounds. Brock Woodcock was first at 145, and Cameron Simcox was 9th at 160 pounds. That is your look at sports on this Friday. Have a great day, everybody. This is Bobby D.
Thank you, Bobby. It is 8:30, and sitting with me here today, I've got Mike Bittner and Rachel Shoemaker. So, how are you guys doing today?
Well,
Doing good,
we're here, aren't we?
We're here.
Yeah, there you go.
So, Mike, I believe you've got something to tell us.
Well, it's fancy meal night. You know, this is New Year's Eve. You go out and you eat really good, or you stay home and you have a bunch of snacks.
You go out and eat on New Year's Eve?
I eat whatever my wife cooks.
Well, that's probably for
And
the best.
whoever's calling us, we're not able to answer the phone. See, let's see what we got here. How about snow crab clusters? $18.89 a pound.
That sounds really good, actually.
Blueberries, they're all friends. Blueberries, $3.29 or $2.99 for a pint. Let's see, best choice shredded cheese. I love cheese, $5.99.
Who doesn't love
Chuck
cheese?
roast. Oh, chuck roast, $4.89 a pound. Good chuck roast with some potatoes and gravy. Oh, yeah. Let's see, how about Nabisco wheat thins or Triscuits? $2.49. We talked about shrimp yesterday. Hunt's Manwich Sloppy Joe Mix, 98 cents for a 15-ounce can. That's a heck of a deal. Best choice hamburger buns, hot dog buns, 99 cents. Go to the back page or some more cheese. Tennessee Pride sausage, $2.99 for a 16-ounce package. And cocktail smokies, $2.99. I like them too. How about Rotel? You like Rotel? Kathy makes
I love
Rotel tomatoes to make Rotel dip. 98 cents a can for that. So head on down to Frykes. I guess they're probably, I don't know what time they're going to close today. I'm not really sure. They closed at 5:30 last Saturday. They're probably open a little bit later today. But get down there this morning for all your likes. Head on down to Frykes. Yeah. Shop local, folks. Shop local.
They're probably going to be pretty busy later this evening.
Yep, they will be.
Getting their last-minute little smokies and bottles of champagne, bottles of...
You want it? They got it. If it can be gotten,
cider,
they got it.
Yeah. So get down there early. All right. Next, we're going to hear from Nick down at Schmidt Auto, and Nick was in here the other day.
He was.
He had a beautiful truck for sale. Have you heard from him?
I have not, but that's the truck.
I drove by yesterday, and they still have it. It's 2017 Chevrolet Silverado. It's got 47,000 miles. AM, FM, CD player. A lot of vehicles don't have CD players these days. It's got heated seats, and if you go onto their website, you'll see that it's $37,900.
Right.
But if you mention KTUI, you'll get the KTUI special, and they'll take $1,000 off. So $36,900.
And that's only good through the end of the year.
All right. So you better get down there and check that out. All right. Here's Nick from Schmidt.
From Schmidt Auto Center in Sullivan. We all know that this is a strange time for products and services in America and around the world. For us, the interruption in supply lines for new vehicles have driven up the prices of pre-owned vehicles up dramatically. This is not what Schmidt Auto Center wants for our customers, and I do my very best to find quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs at the lowest prices we can manage. If you don't see what you're looking for on our lot, contact me and I will find it for you. You can reach me at 573-468-2233, or you can look at our inventory online at schmidtautocenter.com.
All right, thank you, Nick. So, Mike, you've invited Rachel down here to talk today.
She's smiling like she actually wants to be here too. That's kind of neat.
We talk about the International Day of and the International Week of. I think this is the KTUI week of multiple hats.
It is.
And you've invited one more person down here who wears multiple hats in our community.
Okay, let me see if I can get all the hats right now.
Okay.
She runs Caldwell Banker Reeves Real Estate here in town. Okay? She's on the chamber board.
Yes.
She's, I'm going to say, her and Kenny run the downtown beautification program. Okay?
Are you just on the board, chamber board, or you have an office?
Be the
She's gonna be
vice
VP.
president.
VP starting tomorrow.
Starting at
Starting
midnight.
tomorrow. Yeah, starting at midnight. So if you have any questions on a chamber you need a VP for, give her a call after midnight tonight. Her phone number is, no, I'm joking. I'm only kidding.
I'll be lucky to make it up till midnight.
Yeah, I won't be at midnight. We won't be at midnight. What other hats? What am I missing?
I'm on the Merrimack Community Mission Board.
Okay. Yeah,
on the
that's
Harney
right.
Mansion Board, which I'm pretty active on the Harney Mansion
Yeah, you
board.
are. You're very active. We talked about that the other day with Kenny.
I'm on the Possum Radio.
Yeah, on Possum Radio. There, yeah, she was on this
You guys,
morning.
you guys probably have a lot of fun over there, don't you?
We do. It's a little different over there.
Oh, yeah,
than,
it's different programming. Everything's different.
It's not a serious show. You know, you guys got kind of more the real meat in the game,
Yeah.
and it's a little different over
No,
there.
I've
but
listened to them a few times, and they're pretty funny over there.
It's a lot of fun, but it's early. I mean, I've been there since 6 o'clock this morning, and so I kind of got ribbed a little bit for leaving them to come over here. But it's a lot of fun. I'm also going to be the chairperson for the 2022 Christmas Festival.
Oh, are you?
Next year.
Oh,
So
that's right. I did know that.
Keisha this year, and
Yeah.
then next year I take it. I'll have to find a chair or co-chair.
What about fair board? Aren't you on do something?
I'm not on the fair board.
You're not on the fair board?
No.
So if she has that hat still available,
No.
folks. If you,
No, I'm spread pretty thin. So, we do a lot of the downtown area, and that, like Ken said the other day, it was kind of, I came to him and said, I just think we need to do something, and nothing against the Sullivan City, but they're spread pretty thin as well. Those guys are, and so we thought if we could help out in some way, then that's what we wanted to do. So. We've had a lot of success with that, and a lot of good compliments from the area, and people seem to appreciate it. So that's worked out good. But yeah, I think my main one's probably Caldwell Banker.
I was going to say the Kenny, who still owns Caldwell Banker Reeves, has turned it over to you, and you run, and the day-to-day operations of the company belong to you.
Yes, I manage it. I'm the broker now, the main broker.
Right.
So.
And how many agents do you have working for you over there now?
14 or 15 right
14
now.
or 15
Yeah.
agents. Let's dive right into it. What's the market like?
The market's crazy. Huge shortage of homes still. People are getting top dollar. Most of them. If the home's in a good shape anyway, if it's in good condition, you're going to get probably above what you're asking.
What's the average length of time that a home's on the market now?
It really varies because most homes, if they're in good shape and they're priced decent, they're under contract within the maybe same day.
So
you're talking maybe on the market 30, 45 days total. And that's just basically time to close.
Yeah, from the day you list it to the date of closing.
Yep, it goes quick.
So if you're going to list your home and it's in decent shape and you've got a fair price on it, you better be prepared to move.
Now is the time. And interest rates are still low, and the predictions we're hearing is that it's going to stay fairly low for the next few months. I mean, it's got to go up at some point.
Right.
It's got to. But it's still a good time to buy, and a lot of younger people can buy more home right now than what they could have 3 or 4 years ago because of the interest rates being low.
I was going to ask, there used to be such a thing as first-time money. Is that still first-time buyer money? Is that still out there?
There's still some programs. Some of the lenders have some programs going on where they can still, roll everything into the loan, or they can allow like a $5,000 contribution towards any kind of updates or appliances and stuff like that. So there's a few programs out there, but I try not to dig too deep in the lending portion of it if I don't have to.
No, I understand that. I mean, like my wife was in the title insurance business, and I mean, I wouldn't throw you under the bus with that either. I mean, that's Cindy Davis and her crew over there take care of all that over at Anson.
So yeah.
Is there a specific type of home? I mean, or is it just run the full gamut? Are you looking more for farms out of town, or people looking for homes in town, small homes, bigger homes?
We're seeing a lot of things across the board. COVID seems to have really changed a lot of aspects of owning a home. And, a lot of people lived in the city close to their work, and now with people working from home, a lot of big companies have realized that they don't have to have their employees in the office to work, to do the same job that they can do at home. And so that's kind of freed people up a lot, I think, as far as they don't have to be close to work anymore. They want to live out in the country, they can live out in the country as long as they got high-speed internet.
Right.
And so we have seen a lot of agents from the city showing property out here, and I think that's where some of that is coming from, is people realize they don't have to be in one specific location anymore. They can move around.
I never thought about that before.
Mhm.
I knew there was people from the city coming out here, but I didn't think about it because of the not having to be in the office every day.
My son's got a best friend that's worked for Ford in Detroit, and he lives in Washington now.
Wow.
So,
Justin, really?
No, his friend.
His friend.
Yeah, Justin's friend. So anyway, he was a quality assurance guy or something,
Wow.
and he's doing that from Washington, Missouri.
Well,
so, a lot of times they don't. And it makes me wonder too. What's going to happen with all these commercial buildings? We're going to see more of that coming up. And
my concern is you've got a lot of commercial buildings with a lot of office space.
Yes.
That are on the books. That what type of companies can move into that if people are working from home? What type of companies are in there? And that's a lot of multi-million-dollar deals there.
That's a lot of office space. Yeah. So, not sure that's a good thing, but right now, with interest rates low, you can almost pay for a mortgage versus what you're going to pay in rent. It's not unusual to pay $1,000 for rental nowadays.
That's another.
Definitely get into a house most of the time for $1,000.
And that's another issue too. Rental homes. There's not even rental homes around.
There's nothing to rent. We get calls. We closed our rental company down. I think it was a year ago in April, and we still get calls every day, 2 and 3 a day, for people looking for rentals.
Yeah.
And there's just nothing out there.
Do you think that I don't want to say the minimum wage uptick, because that's really not what it was, but the increase in wages that people have seen since COVID has created a lot of this demand for homes?
I don't know. I don't know that there's any more demand than there was. I think it's just got very cutthroat to the sense that there's not enough listings out there. There's not enough homes available. People aren't selling as often as they were in the past. And so it's more of a seller's market. When they do sell now, they're getting higher returns, and they're it's harder for us to find a home for a buyer because we gotta be on the game quick. We gotta jump in on quick, and we gotta get them out there, and we gotta get that home under contract fast, because we're gonna be competing with 4 or 5 other ones if we don't.
So that's why it's important for your do your radio advertising so people know your name when you're looking to rent one, right? Or buy a home.
Exactly.
Had to get that plug in there.
What are people looking for in homes right now? Is there anything like everybody's looking for?
3-bedroom, 2-bath?
I think since interest rates are so low, it seems like a lot of people are that normally could not afford a home are looking for homes. And so they're doing a lot of USDA and FHA, which are government-backed loans, VA loans. And those are a little harder to get those loans to go through because the homes have to be in pretty tip-top shape. If there's any repairs to be made, a lot of times they won't lend on those, or unless the seller makes the repairs.
Right.
And you get some sellers just say, nope, we're not doing it. So a lot of those people are looking for homes under $100,000. And to find a home under $100,000 right now that doesn't need any repairs is just
virtually impossible, isn't it?
It's virtually impossible. It's a struggle. But we're still seeing, 160, 250. It's kind of across the board. It's
the high-end homes, and I know we've had a couple for sale here in town here, or real close anyway. Are those homes also as wanted, or is it more the 150 to 250? That's about where the biggest
it really is
spot is, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got a very nice listing right now on Watson Road that's just under $1 million.
Yeah.
And that's a hard one to sell in this area, especially.
Well, the people in this area that have money already have their homes, and to me, that's people that want to move into the area maybe with a business. you know, or a company that they want to move in with, that's kind of.
I always say though, the people that have had money still have money.
Yes, that's right.
And they're still spending it the
Yes.
same as they did before.
Mhm.
I haven't seen much difference in that, but they're just fewer in between.
So you're saying is we're not spending at the rate we used to because we never had it to begin with.
I think so.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
definitely not
Just making
spending
sure.
like
Just
that.
making sure. You know, just making sure. So what else is going on in the real estate market we need to know about?
I just read an article the other day from Forbes that says the 2022 predictions say that sales are going to rise, and that the home prices are going to continue to increase.
Really?
Wow.
Which is kind of mind-blowing because, I mean, some of them are getting 14% above
Listing?
list price now. I mean, you're talking a big chunk.
Okay, let me stop you right there for a second. If a home, we'll just take my home for example.
Mhm.
Okay, my home, somebody gave me a contract for $300,000 for my house. And by the way, if you find somebody who wants my house, I'll be gone by
let
this
you
weekend.
know.
I'll be gone by this weekend. Okay.
We'll help you pack.
Yeah. But yet they offer $300,000, but yet when the appraisal comes in, it appraises at $279.
That's the problem.
I was going to say, what's happening in that situation?
So in that situation, either you have to come up with the difference, the buyer, you
Right.
have to come up with the difference and just pay cash for the difference, or you would, have the option to bring your price down.
Well, are the appraisals keeping up with the market, or are they not quite catching up?
Somewhat, but it seems like we have had several lately that have appraised out lower than the asking price or the agreed on price.
Yeah.
And that becomes an issue. So we try to get both sides to kind of meet in the middle if
Right,
we can, if
right.
it's possible, but
Yeah.
some people can't. They don't have that extra money
Right,
sitting there,
right.
so they can't.
Yeah, and they only qualify for so much. And I don't think that the
Yes.
lending institutions are going to allow that to
No.
happen as it did, what was
No.
that, 20 years ago? When
They will not allow. They won't loan more than
Yeah.
what it appraises out for.
Okay. Now continue. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that was something that was a
that's-
great
that's
spot
it.
for it.
And that's a big deal, and a lot of people don't realize that. And that's something we stress a lot whenever we're listing homes. Is people hear about the prices being inflated right now, and maybe their home's worth $200,000, and all of a sudden everybody wants to sell for like $250,000, $260,000.
Right.
And that's great. We can list it all day at that,
But it's just going to sit there.
and you might find somebody willing to pay that.
Right.
But if they can't get a loan for that, then you've wasted.
Yeah, and
your
if they're only loaning, if they're loaning 80%,
Yeah.
and I don't know what they loan,
Yeah.
but if they're loaning 80%, you still got to have 20% down.
You still got to.
And if there's still 20%, if you're still below, or if you're still above appraisal, right? You still got to come up more than
You
that.
still got to come up with the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's tough. It's a tough market, and it's been really tough on agents right now. Like I said, because it's just discouraging to all of us because we will see a home by the time we call our people, get them out there to look at it.
Gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
It's already under contract.
Yeah.
So
And that doesn't mean you can't put you can put a contingent contract
you can
on
put
top
a
of that
backup
one.
on
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
but if you're looking for a
Odds
home,
aren't good that's going to happen.
Yeah, it makes it tough.
That's
So-
something?
No, I was clearing my throat.
Oh, I thought you might have had something. Okay.
So what do people need to do to get their house ready? Like before they call you and say, hey, I want to sell my house, should they go ahead and start,
Painting, landscape, what?
scrubbing the siding and cleaning the gutters? I mean, should you leave your dirty underwear in the bathroom? Or,
You go by my house? No, I'm kidding. My wife would not allow that to happen.
It's not unusual, actually. No, it's hard when you're in your home every day. When you live in your home, you're comfortable. I like my home to be comfortable. It's not always 100%, to where if someone walked in, I wouldn't be embarrassed. But when you're going to list your home, it needs to be in pretty decent shape. I would say anyone that's going to list, clean it up what you can, remove any debris from outside, clean your gutters or your siding. It doesn't have to be that extreme, but it sure does show a lot better.
Yeah.
It makes a better first impression with people when they walk in. And something else I always tell people is, when people see something, that they look around and they see that you don't have any baseboard, or, you've got a couple flooring planks that aren't together, that have come apart, and just anything, a cabinet drawer that's not level, in their mind, they start subtracting dollars. And it's not just a few dollars, it's like thousands when they see this kind of stuff. So it's usually good to kind of just make a checklist of things that you can do, and a lot of it's just cosmetic or cleanup that won't cost you a lot, but it will definitely help you with your return.
Now, when an agent comes out to list the home, you know, you or one of your agents come out to a house and you're going to list that property. Usually, actually, you walk the property, you measure the rooms, you know what all is there, you know what's there. At that point in time, do you give suggestions to the people, or do you wait for them to ask you, what do you think I need to do?
It depends. I mean, if it's something that I see and I get the feeling that they're on board with doing it, I'll throw the idea out there at them. Some agents are just brutally honest with that, and they'll just tell you right off the bat, you got to do this, 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 this. I don't like to tell people they have to do anything, but I will definitely throw suggestions out there. And if they ask, of course, I will definitely give them some pointers and some ideas, because, you know, paint goes a long way. It doesn't cost a lot, but it sure does make things look a lot fresher. So, yeah, we try.
How much does landscaping make a difference in, does that pertain to the time of year, or does that overall make a difference?
I think it does make a difference. I really do. I mean, some people are going to come in there, especially if you've got younger people.
Yeah.
They may not care about the landscaping so much. If they're not outdoorsy people, they probably don't care about it. But a lot of people, I think, do. A lot of people want to see a nice manicured yard, and they want to see nice, pretty bushes, and especially somebody like me, I love flowers. So it's a big deal to me to see good landscaping.
That is the first thing you see.
Right.
It really is.
Before you ever even look at the inside, you drive by and it's the first thing that catches your eye.
You know, people say don't judge a book by its cover, but you really do, you know?
Well, I imagine you have a lot of people that are potential clients that drive by and they'll see homes with for sale signs in front of them, and they're looking at the house and they're saying, well, I don't even want to even look at that.
Yeah. We've had people, when you pull them in the driveway, they just said, nope, we're not even getting out.
Yeah.
You know? So it does hurt. Anytime your house is in good shape, it definitely helps draw people in, because, you know, a lot of people, when you walk into a place, you want a good feeling about it. You want the kind of wow, you know, and the nice, comfortable feelings. But when you walk in a home and it's dark and dreary and it stinks or it's dirty, or, you know, the landscaping's overgrown and dead, you just don't get that feeling. And so that people are very emotional about homes. It's a very emotional process. And if they don't get that good vibe right off the bat, then it doesn't work well.
Well, I think they get that emotion because it's, like you said, a home. It's not just a house. You're not just buying a piece of property with, you know, a building on it. You're buying a home.
They're raising their children there. They're having dinners there. They're having holidays and birthdays, and so it's an important purchase. So
what else is cooking over there? You got more stuff? You got a big list of stuff. What have we not covered?
I don't know, probably about it. Oh, I would say one thing is a lot of people think that there's a misconception about not listing your home during the wintertime, and that's wrong. I don't like that. I would say any time is a good time to list your home, especially right now with
If there's a buyer, it doesn't matter what time of year it is.
Because getting it on the market over the wintertime is the best time to get it out there, and then it's there after the holidays. And typically things slow down, you know, like starting in October, November and December are pretty slow months for...
Who wants to move in a bad weather
and
or
I always
cold
say,
weather?
too, you know, once people put up their holiday decorations, they don't want to pack them up in the middle of the holiday season and take their tree back down and move and go put it back up somewhere else. It just doesn't, it's not practical. I wouldn't do it. But listing your home during that time is still a good time to list it, because then we've already seen a kind of an influx this last week on showings. So people are already, after the holiday, after Christmas, they were on the ball Monday morning. That phone was ringing in our office, and we had several showings call in that morning, and a couple people wanted to list already. And so once Christmas is over and the ham's put in the fridge, they're ready to move on.
And they can contact you how?
Call the office, 573-468-4422.
And that's pretty much, is there a time? There's always people in floor time. I realize that.
There's always agents there, usually from open to close. They can always help.
Which is when to when?
8:30 to 5:30.
8:30 to 5:30.
Monday through Friday.
Okay.
Sometimes we have somebody there on Saturdays, but Just depends on the day.
Okay. But and they can just call the number.
They can call the number. We've
and
got an
just say-
agent list, a little box out front. If
Yep.
you ever come up there and the door's locked, there's a list.
With
You can
phone
take the
numbers,
list,
yep.
phone numbers, and call anyone you've worked with in the past. And
And if they don't know anybody, they can call anybody on the list,
absolutely.
and anybody
yeah,
can help them.
Everybody would be glad to help them. Yep. And we have several agents in our office that have got many, many years of experience. I know we've got a lot of different companies in town now, but Coldwell Banker is really the only big brand name company in town now.
Yeah.
And as far as training agents and backing up, our agents, that's a big deal for us.
That was the other thing. Do you still need agents?
Oh, we always can use more agents.
Okay,
We're happy to take more agents.
How does someone become an agent?
Come talk to me.
Okay, there
I
you
will
go.
hook them up with numbers and ways they can go to school. Sometimes we help people with their schooling. Just depends on the situation. But we're always glad to have new agents. And Coldwell Banker's got a huge training program. You'll get more training than you'll ever find anywhere else.
You'll be surprised how much of that training you will need
It's
when you get out there.
Priceless. Honestly, it is priceless.
Yep.
So that's a huge benefit for our company. But, we like to say we're the best game in town. Of course, there's several good people in town.
Right.
But we will take care of you. We have a lot of good, honest people in our office, and a lot of years of experience. A lot of experience. So.
What else you got? Anything?
We could talk about some of our other involvements.
By real estate.
Real estate. That's about all I've got on real estate.
Any real estate questions, Robert?
I've always got real estate questions.
Oh, yeah. Anything we can put over the air is what I'm talking about.
She's been pretty thorough.
Yeah. What's our next step? We got about 5 minutes left.
I would just say, I want to say thank you to Ken for everything he's helped me with, because I really tried to follow in his footsteps over the years, and he's really kind of taken care of me and set me up pretty well, and I appreciate him just as long as the day is, especially with the downtown.
Oh yeah,
that's been a huge effort on our part. We don't even have our office downtown. We have no ties to that downtown area whatsoever. But again, we were I don't even know what brought it up, but there was a marching festival coming to town.
Yeah. And
I was down at one of the shops, and I'm like, there's weeds. It's like knee high in these flower beds, and these parents are coming from out of town. And what does that really say about our town, And we know the city guys are crazy in the summertime trying to mow all the and take care of the ball fields and all that. And so we're like, if we can do this to help alleviate some of the stress off them, that's what we want to do. And so for me, it's hard for me to get down there and spend a lot of time doing it, because I'm at the office and I'm there quite a bit. But Ken has been great about stepping in and taking a lot of that on. And he spends a lot of hours down there, the poor guy. So, but we've been lucky this last year. We have several other groups that kind of got involved with us and helped us out. Eaton's paid for all of the mums that we put in last year. That was a huge job. We had some people come, the Boy Scouts came, several just business owners around the area came down and helped us.
Churches too, didn't you?
We
Some
had
churches?
a church group come out, yeah, and put bulbs in. All the bulbs popped up this spring. They were pretty tulips everywhere, and so it's been a nice little project for us.
It does look good down there.
But it's been a big project.
Yeah.
And like I said, Ken's he's played a major role.
Well, he's a horticulturist.
He is.
He doesn't want to admit that, but he really is.
He really is. He knows just the name of everything.
He's a horticulturist. He's General Harney's right-hand man.
Yes.
He's a real estate guru.
He is.
Just a wealth of knowledge.
He's just a
knows
nice
lot about
guy, too.
stocks and- yes, he
Kenny, I'm
is.
not saying that so anybody can hear it if you're listening.
And honest as the day is
Yes,
long. You'll
yes.
never find a person more honest.
Well,
than
that's
Ken.
the one thing I've noticed about Reeves, about Coldwell
Yes.
Banker Reeves, is the honesty of
That
all the
has
people
been
that I know, and I don't know them
huge
all.
Deal. Yeah,
but the
it's
ones
always
that I
been a
know.
big deal. We don't want that to change.
No.
That's something that's always going to stay the same.
Well, I don't care what your business is. If you're not honest with your customers and you don't have what it takes to take care of your customers, you're not going to be in business
If you
very
can't
long.
go to bed at night and feel good about yourself, then what's the point?
That's right.
That's kind of our stance on it. So.
Well, we got about a minute and a half. Do you have any news for the chamber or anything else?
I will just tell you, I could say as far as like the Harney Mansion board, the movie nights are going to start again after weather starts warming up a little bit.
Okay.
I'm going to try to do those 2.
You got a movie planned?
I don't have anything planned yet.
Well, let us know when that happens so we can get it out to people.
I'll get a flyer to you guys or something, but we're going to try to do that maybe twice a month on a Friday or Saturday night, probably Saturday nights.
Yeah.
But they went over pretty well this year, and it was a lot of fun. The kids seemed to enjoy it. They were all out dancing in the yard to the music, and
good.
It was a fun time.
You didn't see me out there dancing, did you?
Were you there?
You don't see me dancing, period.
Oh, okay.
I hurt myself. I don't even have to step on a hole and hurt myself. I just hurt myself doing it. Yeah.
No, but I appreciate you guys giving us some time, and Ken and I both.
Appreciate you being here. And for your real estate needs, give Caldwell Banker Reeves a call at
573-468-4422.
There you go. Thanks, Rach. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you, guys.
We got some birthdays today. Carla Monti, Roxanne Hood, Laura Wyrick, Rick Bittner. Rick is Mike's brother. Nick White, Jane Fralker, Roger Johanning, and Luke Mayer. Tomorrow is Tammy Watts, Amy England, Christy Jones, and Marla Turntine. And Sunday is LaDawn Bittner. So happy birthday to all of you. I think we forgot Luke Mayer
on the first time. So
on the first.
Happy birthday again, Luke. That way you've been covered as much.
Now we got you twice. So. Well, Mike, you got 10 seconds.
Yeah, we've been a lot of fun this week. We've had a good time.
Yep, and luckily my dad's going to be back next year.
Yeah. Next year and next week. Him and Bobby both be back, and then they'll be back to doing their thing. And hey, it never went off the air, so we did.
I'll be able to go back to waking up later.
There you go.
We are AM 1560 KTUI Sullivan 94.1 FM. You can catch us on TuneIn and YouTube Live. It's time for the news.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
President Biden and Russian President Vladimir Putin spoke for 50 minutes on Thursday in what U.S. senior officials characterize as a serious phone call setting next month's security talks in Europe. Wind gusts of 115 miles an hour fueled a wildfire near Denver, Colorado last night. At least 500 homes were burnt to the ground, closing major highways and causing evacuation of more than 30,000 people in 2 towns, including hospital patients. Colorado Governor Jared Polis.
This area, for those who don't know this area of Boulder County, is right in and around suburban subdevelopments, stores. It's like the neighborhood that you live in. It's like the neighborhood that any of us live in.
The town of Superior and the city of Louisville have been greatly impacted by the wildfires located between Denver and Boulder, Colorado. Happy New Year to you, my friend, from all of us here at USA Radio News.
Hi, this is Wayne Alaroot. John and Chelsea Jubilee with Energized Health are regular guests on my show sharing their breakthrough science of intercellular hydration. They help people burn fat fast, supercharge their energy, boost their immune system, reverse ailments and disease with no painful exercises and no restrictive fad diets. I'm Exhibit A. I've been on the program for over a year now. During the first 88 days, I lost 25 pounds of inner body fat and I gained 10 pounds of muscle. And I've never gained the fat or weight back. I look and feel great. Everywhere I go, people tell me I look 10 years younger. Don't just take my word for it. Go to EnergizedHealth.com and check out hundreds of amazing testimonials. And right now, John and Chelsea are giving my fans a special Christmas gift. Energized Health will pay for your spouse's transformation free. Sign up by Christmas and you'll get the War 40% off decisive action discount for you, and your spouse is free. Go now to EnergizedHealth.com or call 888-444-8895, 888-444-8895, or EnergizedHealth.com.
As the border crisis continues, President Biden wants to block a President Trump policy that actually deterred illegal immigration.
President Biden is asking the Supreme Court to overturn its enforcement of the Trump-era Remain in Mexico border policy, saying it leaves illegal immigrants in unacceptable conditions. National Border Patrol Council President Brandon Judd reacts to the administration's claim, saying overturning the policy would only help drug and human trafficking cartels.
The criminal cartels do not fear law enforcement. What they fear is policy. They fear if they're going to be prosecuted. They fear if MPP is going to be brought back, because then they can't go into countries and advertise their services and make billions of dollars off of our policies.
That audio courtesy of Fox News. The policy for forces asylum seekers to wait in Mexico until a United States judge hears their claims. From the USA Radio News Phoenix Bureau, I'm Tim Bird.
USA Radio News.
Maybe this is you too. A lot of people do not like their health plan right now, but great news, you're not stuck with it. There's another choice called MediShare, and it's a great option if you're self-employed or changing jobs or part of the gig economy. The typical family saves $500 a month with MediShare, and the customer satisfaction rate is double that of typical health insurance. Find out more, including how much you'll save. Just call 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE.
Electric motor vehicle builder Tesla has issued a recall to some of its models.
Tesla has issued recalls for nearly 500,000 Model S and Model 3 cars due to trunk and camera defects. This applies to all Model 3 cars released between 2017 and 2020, and also some Model S vehicles. According to Tesla, the Model 3 cars may have problems with the opening and closing of the trunk, which can affect the cable harness that attaches to the rear view camera. This causes the camera to unexpectedly fail. The Model S car could have problems with the closing of the front trunk, which could cause traffic accidents. Tesla estimates only 1% of the Model 3 will display the defect, but for the Model S vehicles, the number is much higher at 14%. In August, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration launched an investigation into Tesla following 11 crashes that left one person dead and 17 others injured. From the USA Radio News Pacific Northwest Bureau, I'm Wendy King.
A $51 million super yacht, Utopia 4, owned by multimillionaire J.R. Rittinger, rear-ended and sunk a gas tanker in the Bahamas on Christmas Eve. According to reports, the Utopia hit the stern of the tanker, the tropic breeze at 10 p.m. local time, off the coast of New Providence Island. Maritime Management, which owns the sunken ship, says the catastrophic force of the collision pierced the stern, sinking it 2,000 feet below the surface. And this is USA Radio News.
From the KTUI Weather Center. For this morning, a mostly cloudy sky, mostly cloudy today, high 66. It becomes cloudy with rain overspread in the area tonight, low 42. For New Year's Day, cloudy skies, rain in the morning will mix with chains of freezing rain late in the day, mixed with sleet. High 44 in the morning will be near 30 by nightfall. Sunshine with a colder afternoon on Sunday, the high 24. Sunday with temperatures rebounded to 44 for Monday. For KTUI, I'm Jim Rinaldi.
Thank you, Jim. It is now 9:05 and it's time for the For Sale Show. So if you've got anything to buy, sell, or trade, give us a call, 468-5101, or you can email us. So if you've got anything buy, sell, or trade, just contact us and we can either get you on the air or you can leave us a message and we will read that off for you. I've got here several varieties of young laying hens for $20 each. One pair of New Zealand breeding rabbits for $50. They've got alfalfa square bales. They're $8 a piece. And they've also got a black leather double reclining sofa with center console. And it's got cup holders. It's in very good condition. They're asking $350 or best offer. For all of those items, you can call 573-205-9401. I've got here, someone's got a truckload of flea market items and they've got a crossbow. If you want more information on that, you can call 573-327-9068. Somebody's got a they've got 3 twin packs of Bosch 4305. They've got a Lexmark and a 2004 Sebring Limited. Call 1-636-744-4186 for more information on that. And I've got a lady here who's got female pit bull and a long-haired dog. She said she wasn't sure what that breed was, but they're both spayed and they are free. She's also got a Martin guitar, so for more information on all of that, that Martin guitar is $2,500. You can call her at 573-264-4435. We've got blue heeler pups, 5 male and 1 female. They're 3 weeks old, and they'll be ready on February 4th. You can call 573-457-8505. Steve Thurman's got 2 Airedale pups for sale, and they're $500 each. You can call him at 573-205-3735.
And it looks like I may have somebody on the phone, so I'm going to go ahead and go to Jerry's TV, and we will be back with them in just a minute.
Jerry's TV in Sullivan is a family-owned appliance, furniture, mattress, and electronics store. Jerry's has over 20,000 square feet of showroom with name brands of fine quality home furnishings at low prices. Jerry's TV's been serving the Sullivan and surrounding area since 1962. Jerry's has in-store financing, fast, free delivery, free setup, and free removal. When you shop at Jerry's, you get discount store prices with service in every department. Shop local. Shop Jerry's TV, 375 West Springfield in Sullivan, because service matters.
Fighting. All right, so I said the wrong phone number. It's my own handwriting and I can't even read it, but for the female pit bull and the long-haired dog, they're both spayed and they're both free. And she's also got the Martin guitar for $2,500. The phone number is 573-764-4435. All right, that is all I've got for you today for the For Sale show. So thank you, Jerry's, for sponsoring that. We've got a New Year's concert coming up on Friday, January 7th, and that feels so very long from now, but that is next Friday. It's Friday, January 7th. No tickets needed, but they will be taking a love offering, and that's the Lefevre Quartet from Atlanta, Georgia, and Final Authority from right here in town. They've also got MC Dwayne Guerin. That is going to be held at New Testament Baptist Church, located at 962 North Church Street in Sullivan. And for more information, you can call 573-468-3334. That same night is also the pancake supper, so you can go get some pancakes before you go to the Lefevre Quartet. And that's hosted by the Rotary Club, the pancake supper is. It's going to be Friday, January 7th from 4:15 to 7:15 at the Sullivan High School cafeteria. It's $5 for 12 and under and $8 for adults. It also includes free admission to the ball game afterwards, and you can buy tickets at the door, or you can buy them from any Rotarian. All proceeds go towards the local scholarships and community projects. So stop by the Sullivan High School Friday for all-you-can-eat pancakes. The St. Anthony Home and School, the St. Anthony Home and School presents Blacklight Bingo Bash. It's Saturday, January 8th, next Saturday. $25 advance tickets, $30 at the door. They're going to have over $1,000 in cash prizes, and the doors open at 6 p.m. For more information, you can call 573-259-2359, and that is the Blacklight Bingo Bash held at St. Anthony Catholic School on January 8th. The Gerald Lions Club is hosting their first annual cornhole tournament next Saturday, and it's $40 per team. They're going to have some prizes. First place is $400, second place $160, third place $80, and fourth place $40. The doors open at noon. Bags go live at 2 p.m. They're going to have 24 teams required for the payout shown. Personal bags are allowed, and the tournament will be double elimination. For more information or to sign up your team, call 1-636-649-8400, and you can text that number to sign your team up as well. Pre-registration is required. The Friends of NRA is hosting a gun bash, so if you're a hunter or a gun collector, save the date. That is February 20th at the Sullivan VFW, located at 378 Highway 185. That's going to be February 20th at 3 p.m. Tickets are $50, and that includes door prizes, hors d'oeuvres, and drinks. They're going to have games, raffles, live and silent auctions. All door prizes are going to be guns. With every 10 gun bash tickets we sell, a gun will be added to the door prize drawings held at the end of the afternoon, and you do not have to be present to win. For more information on gun bash tickets, call Sylvia at 573-927-5373, or you can email her at sylvia@fidmail.com. And we do have some tickets here at the station. If you would like some of those, they're $50. And you can call us at 573-468-5101. Once again, I would like to say happy birthday to Carla Monti, Roxanne Hood, Laura Wyrick, Rick Bittner, Nick White, Jane Falker,
Roger Johanning, and Luke Meyer. Tomorrow's birthdays are Tammy Watts, Amy England, Christy Jones, and Marla Turntine. And Sunday is LaDawn Bittner. So happy birthday to all of you. I would like to just take a moment to thank all of you for staying with me this week, and I'd like to thank all of you for listening throughout the year 2021, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful New Year's Day, and we look forward to seeing you in the new coming year. We're going to be going back to our regularly scheduled programs.
He was over the target, and he was effective, and he changed hearts and minds and influenced millions and millions of people. James Golden, a.k.a. Bird, Bo Snerdley, is with us. His book comes out in a couple of weeks. Rush on the Radio, a tribute from his sidekick for 30 years. I get emotional thinking about it. I can't wait to devour every page of it, James. And I want to talk a little bit about, for a moment, the side of Rush that people probably never saw, that I got to experience working in the same building with him. You know, this is a guy who lived well, was paid a ton of money. You know, I remember in my early career, one of the first people I sort of personally knew who had a private jet in broadcasting. It was really cool. I mean, he was very successful and yet remarkably humble. I can't tell you how many times, because I would